Dragons also on a 2-game winning streak, including a win in Scotland with no running backs, setting the stage at the Montjuic Stadium, the Olympic Stadium in Barcelona, Spain. The Barcelona Dragons and the Frankfurt Galaxy. Winner take all for the winner, a berth next week in the World Bowl in Amsterdam against the Admirals. The losers go home to watch it on television. Standings in the World League in the second half, the Admirals and Galaxy joint leaders in the second half. The Dragons right behind at 2-2, but they've got the better record in the first half of the season when they went 3-2 to the Galaxy's 2-3. If we look at the overall standings, you'll see the Admirals, they booked their berth with the 5-0 first half. The winner of this game goes into the final against the Admirals next week in Amsterdam. Injuries, the big stories for both teams. The first play last week against Scotland, Paul Justin injured his ankle, but he's ready. Nothing's keeping him out of this game. The World League's leading passer wants one more shot at the World Bowl. The H-back for Barcelona, Demetrius Davis, such a big part of the team, missed their big win in Dusseldorf last week, but he's going to try to work on his ankle. It's not yet 100%. The last time Barcelona were in a similar situation, do or die, the last game of the 91 season, it was Demetrius Davis who destroyed the London Monarchs, and it was Jack Bicknell who was the coach of the Dragons then. He's had them in the playoffs both the first 2 World League seasons. He wants them in the playoffs again this time. The most experienced coach in the World League is Ernie Staudner, 45 years in pro football, born in Germany. His parents came to America and didn't want him to waste his time playing football. 45 years later, his first head coaching job outdoors. Frankfurt lead the series 3-1. They've never lost here in Montjuic, and the Galaxy have never allowed a touchdown by the Dragons in this stadium. So it's all going to be changed. The kicker, Darren Alcorn, lining up for the Frankfurt Galaxy, who will kick off for the Barcelona Dragons. It's a blustery day. The wind is blowing 10 miles an hour, but gusting even harder. The temperature has dropped 3 degrees in the last hour to 16 degrees centigrade. It's overcast, but it doesn't look like rain. It's still a fast track down on the stadium in Barcelona. Deep for the Dragons, number 82, Tyree Davis. He'll take Alcorn's kick. And remember, it's winner take all. Alcorn gets a good kick off. Davis going back and takes it on the 1-yard line. Moving up left. Breaks to the outside. He's got running room, and Tyree Davis is pushed out of bounds at the 33. Tony Harrison, the wide receiver for Frankfurt, gets Tyree Davis out of bounds. And the Dragons will take over 1st and 10 on the 34-yard line. Quarterback for the Dragons is Jay Walker. He's made this his team. With me here in the booth, a man who was at that Monarchs-Dragons game playing for the Monarchs, Trevor Carthy. Jay
Hi.
Walker's the man, Trevor.
There you go. Yeah, Jay Walker's arguably the best QB in the league. Since he joined the team has took off and he's took complete control.
Walker now back to pass on 1st down, and he looks deep, and it's over the head of Tyree Davis. Nearly broken up by Jack Kellogg, one of the World League's best cornerbacks. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Galaxy. Let's take a look at the backs and receivers, including Tyree Davis, the league's leading pass catcher. Ricky Blake's the lone running back. Joey Mickey, the tight end, and Mario Henry, the other wide receiver.
Ricky Blake, yeah, he's the main man for me. He was there in 91. He's a wide body and he's a running back that nobody likes to tackle.
2nd and 10 at the 34. 5 DBs in for Frankfurt. They hand to Blake. He picks up about 6 or 7 going over the left side behind that big offensive line for the Barcelona Dragons. The tackle by Johnny Dixon, the free safety. This line averages 310 per man. Big Louis Age, the best offensive tackle in the league. Ed King and Mo Elawanibi are the guards. Chuck Bradley, the other tackle. And Andy McCallum from the New Orleans Saints is the center. 3rd down, about 1.5 yards or 2 to go. Walker has to look, and he keeps the ball. Looking for the short pass, he found it covered, but Jay Walker at 230 pounds tackles the ball, moves for it, and he's stopped by Don Reynolds, but not before he picks up the 1st down. He was tackled by Reynolds, who's in the middle of that Galaxy defensive line. They've gone to a three-man front now after starting the season in a four. David Wilkins and Mike Kerr are the defensive ends. They'll show a linebacker up front as they're doing now. It's almost a 5-2. Three wide receivers for the Dragons. Ricky Blake goes up the middle, cuts to the inside, picks up about 4. The outside linebacker, Sean Smith, making the tackle for the Galaxy, who now, as we said, they've gone 3-4, which means 4 linebackers in the game. Sean Smith and Nate Dingle on the outside. Dingle's the guy who'll be on the line of scrimmage more often. Mike Stonebreaker, 4-year NFL veteran, and Tom Cavallo in the middle. Second and about 6 for the Dragons. Ricky Blake, there's a flag on the play. Ricky Blake was moving on the left side. He's stopped by Brown. Another linebacker comes into the passing situations, but Dingle was coming on that. And Larry Nemmer's our referee. Signals the offside, so that'll bring up a 2nd and 2. They repeat the second down. Let's take a look now at the defensive backs for the Galaxies, one of the best groups in the league. Chris Hall and Jack Kellogg tied with Chris Crooms at Barcelona for the league in interceptions. Dixon's the free safety, Greg Briggs the strong safety. 3 wide receivers in for Barcelona, 2nd and short 2. Walker hands to Ricky Blake, who slides on the turf. No, picks up nothing on that one. Blake lost his footing going into the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up a 3rd and 2. Nate Dingle, the man who covered Blake as he went down. Actually, Tom Cavallo, who covered him. 3rd and 2 now. 2 tight ends in for Barcelona. 2 wideouts. Blake the lone setback. Frankfurt had everybody up on the line. Ricky Blake cut through for the first down. Trevor.
That Dingle said yesterday that the key to the game for their defense was to stop the rush. They're really worried about the size of the Barcelona offensive linemen, and at the present moment, that size seems to be causing them a lot of problems because they're able to run the ball at the present moment. They haven't passed the ball yet, and they're getting positive yardage.
Barcelona, Jack Bicknell said, we'll keep it on the ground until we have to pass. Frankfurt now, 4 men up in the line. 2 linebackers back. Kellogg drops off. And Walker hands on the delay to Blake. He's got some running room. He gets tripped up, but he still gets forward for about 6. Tripped by Sean Smith, the outside linebacker. Help on the play from Chris Hall, the cornerback, number 32. What a gain for Ricky Blake. They stay on the ground. Marked off as about 4. Bring up a 2nd and 6 from the 38-yard line of Frankfurt. Mickey, the tight end, is left. 3 wide receivers. And Walker looking for Mario Henry on the quick pass, but had it behind him. Timing pattern that Walker just missed. That'll bring up 3rd and 6. And the numbers for Jay Walker. He started off slow, sharing time with Casey Weldon, but when Casey Weldon went back to the States, Jay Walker took this team over. He's only thrown 1 interception in the last 2 games. But he's got a big play now, 3rd and 6. 5 DBs in for Frankfurt. And the rush gets to Walker. He's sacked. Don Reynolds, the middle guard, comes right up the middle and gets Jay Walker. He'd only been sacked once in the last 3 games.
Yeah, in fact, Walker had broken the record for the least interceptions in the league.
Scott Zaradi's into punt now. As Don Reynolds came up the middle, beat the double team. Zaradi, a short kick. Going for the corner, it's going to take a bounce and be taken on the fly. And another 4 yards on the return. Mario Bailey on the kick return for Frankfurt, picking up the extra yards. Frankfurt will take over now on their own 22, 1st and 10. Quarterback is Paul Justin.
Paul Justin, he's the #1 rated passer in the league. He's thrown for 1,959 yards, 14 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. He's a gutsy quarterback with a good, strong arm. Potential future starting quarterback in the NFL.
Frankfurt now 3 wideouts. Nate Bolton, the lone setback. Justin looks for Bolton coming out of the backfield and doesn't have him, but he's got Bobby Olive downfield for the first down. Tackled by Sean Thomas, the free safety, but Bobby Olive found space downfield and Justin had a lot of time to throw. See, Justin, the leading passer in the World League. Only played 1 play last week, injured his ankle. He's back this week, and it looks like he hasn't lost anything. Frankfurt now 2 tight ends. Nate Bolton looks for room and doesn't find much. Keith Traylor, the middle guard, in on the stop. Traylor 75. Not much running room for Nate Bolton, who's an explosive in the Frankfurt backfield. He'll be the lone setback most of the time. 3 wideouts to tight end Bob Brasher, Bellamy, Bailey, and Olive.
Nate Bolton, he's the man who calls himself Mr. Offense, because he can do it all. He's one guy that Barcelona will have to try and contain in this game today.
Bellamy in the slot, just off the tight end on the right. Justin goes back to throw, looks for Bolton coming out of the backfield. He's got some space. Kevin O'Brien chases him out of bounds, and he's pushed out in the end by Brown, J.B. Brown, but Bolton picks up just about first down yardage. Take a look at the offensive line. It's an experienced one for Frankfurt. Kip Vickers and Russ McCullough, the 2 tackles, are both NFL allocations. Todd Pete, 31, the oldest player on the team. Toby Mills steady in the middle, and Mark Dixon's the other guard. So it's 3rd and about 2 for Frankfurt at their own 43. 2 tight ends, 2 wideouts. Bolton, the lone setback. Justin hands to Bolton going up the middle, but we've got whistles for movement. Looked like the bottom half of Barcelona's defensive line may have stepped offside. Let's see what Larry Nemmers has to say.
Full start prior to the snap. 79 offense, 5 yards.
It's Russ McCullough, the big tackle from the NFL Los Angeles Raiders, who went offside. There's McCullough. You saw McCullough moving before the snap on the right side of the line, number 79, 6'9", the biggest, the tallest offensive tackle in the league, and that makes it a 3rd and 8 instead of a 3rd and 2. Justin goes back to throw. He's looking, he's scrambling now, and he's got a receiver over the middle. It's Bob Brasher, the tight end, and he breaks away. Finally brought down by Thomas, the free safety, but Brasher's got the first down and more. Just about to the Barcelona 40. Call it the 41 and a first down for Frankfurt.
The key to that play was the offensive line. They gave Justin so much time. And they always say that if the quarterback's got so much time, he will always find the receiver. And that's what he did in that play today.
1st and 10. Just outside the 40-yard line. Hippler, the German, is in at tight end. Brasher playing wingback right behind Hippler on the top of the screen. Justin with the good fake. Little pressure from Barcelona, but he steps up. He's got Bobby Olive, and it's just tipped away. Just tipped away by Juan Long at the last minute. Bobby Olive was open, and Juan Long, the middle linebacker, coming back to make the breakup of that pass.
That was a really good play by the linebacker. When you're defending a pass, you're always told to watch the receiver's eyes. Watch the receiver's eyes. On that play, he watched the receiver's eyes, and he turned as soon as he saw that the receiver lighted his eyes, and he made the play. Good play.
Flag at the line of scrimmage for holding.
69 offense, 10 yards.
Goes against Todd Pete, the left guard. So it'll be a 1st and 15 for Frankfurt. Let's take a look at Barcelona's defensive set. The only team in the league to use a 3-4 throughout the season. Keith Traylor and Byron Bonds, both from the Kansas City Chiefs. Victor Hall, the other defensive end. Bonds played most of the season at middle guard, moved out to the end when Chucky Johnson went down against Scotland 2 weeks ago. 1st and 15, Justin back to throw. O'Brien puts some pressure on, but he's got lots of time. And he looks short. He had Brasher over the middle, but Ken Alexander came in to break it up. Inside linebackers, 2 straight plays for Barcelona come up big. Let's take a look at the rest of the linebacking core. Alexander and Juan Long are the two inside guys. Kevin O'Brien and Eric Lindstrom, the two outside guys. O'Brien, the sack leader on the team with 6.5. Five DBs in for Barcelona now on 2nd and long. Justin back to throw, looking quickly again. He's got time, and he's got Bellamy on a short pattern, and Bellamy's going to be stopped just short of a first down by Todd Farrell, 27, and Eric Turner, 28. Turner, the starting cornerback, is joined in that defensive backfield by Chris Crooms at strong safety, Sean Thomas at free safety, and Tracy Smith on the other side. Crooms moved from free to strong when Mike Middleton went down after game 5 for the Dragons. So it's 3rd and about half a yard just outside the Barcelona 30 for the Galaxy. Two tight ends in. They give it to Bolton on a fake. Justin rolls out, and Justin's going to keep the ball. He's got the first down and more inside the 20. Chased down by Tommy Thigpen, number 51. But Justin on the rollout saw the opening and went.
The Barcelona really have to try and get some pressure on the offensive line of Frankfurt. At the moment, Justin is just controlling the offense. The line is controlling the defensive line of Barcelona. If they want to win this game, they've got to put some penetration up front.
So Paul Justin picks up the first down. The ball's on the 20-yard line. A delay, they hand to Bolton. He's got some blocking. But Barcelona reads it. He breaks 2 tackles, but not the third. Sean Thomas comes up from free safety to make the stop for Barcelona. A loss of about 2 yards for Frankfurt.
This is exactly what I'm saying now. On this play, Barcelona came out firing and got the penetration they needed to make a play and cause a loss on the play.
Loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 for the Galaxy. Hippler checks out, and Bellamy comes back in as the H-back.
Joe, I charted your first argument.
I'm on D right here, baby!
So Bellamy in the slot on the right. Olive split on the left. Justin on the delay to Bolton. He's looking to go outside, but he falls over his own man. Tommy Thigpen is there to make sure he stays down. Keith Traylor, number 75, had the middle jammed up for the Barcelona Dragons.
I tell you what, I reckon Barcelona are listening to me on this commentary booth, because these last 2 plays, they've actually stuffed the play. They've got the penetration they needed, and now they're forcing Frankfurt to go to the air again.
We'll put the radio mic in the helmets of the players and connect them to you. Number 96, Jose Moke Simon, who they picked up 2 weeks ago from Scotland, is in the lineup now. You see a 4-man front as they're coming hard, but no one's going to get to Justin. He's loads of time. No one's open. They chase him out of the pocket. Justin throws it deep in the end zone, just throwing the ball away. Barcelona credit the coverage on that play.
On that play, Justin missed Nate Bolton. The Russian defensive end went for the rush, and when Nate Bolton came across, he covered him. But then basically left him, and he was wide open. It was wide. You can see on the monitor. He's got plenty of time to throw the ball. You can't see here, but Nate Bolton is wide open. Absolutely wide open. If you'd seen him, he would have got positive yardage.
So some pressure from Kevin O'Brien, but it brings up a field goal attempt, 40 yards for Darren Alcourt. 38's his long of the season, but this one's up. And good, through the middle. So first blood to the Frankfurt Galaxy. They lead the Barcelona Dragons 3-0. So in the winner takes all, 4:49 left to play. Frankfurt 3, Barcelona zip.
The day that I stop getting nervous or anxious before a football game is the day that I'm going to hang them up, because in this business, when you start taking things in stride, there's somebody that's going to be out there that maybe gets a little more nervous or a little more anxious or have more anxieties, and they're going to beat you.
NFL Sunday Ticket, up to 13 NFL games each Sunday. To sign up, call DirecTV at 1-800-781-4DTV.
Let there be football.
Inspired by genius, driven by madness, one man is about to create an unspeakable terror. Robert De Niro. Kenneth Branagh.
I have done something evil. I'm frightened.
Don't bother to scream. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Playing this month on Direct Ticket.
Back in Barcelona, Darren Alcorn's field goal from 40 yards, his longest of the season, has given Frankfurt the early lead, 3-0, and Alcorn will kick off to the Barcelona Dragons, taken at the 3-yard line by Tyree Davis, and brought down at the 18 by Cecil Doggett, who leads the team in special teams tackles for the Frankfurt Galaxy. And what these two teams are playing for is a berth next Saturday against the Amsterdam Admirals in the World Bowl at the Olympic Stadium in Amsterdam. You can still get your tickets. Call direct to the Netherlands on the number you see, 679-1010 in Amsterdam. The Admirals against the winner of this game. And Ernie Stautner, the coach of the Galaxy, knows what it takes to get there, and more drives like that are what he wants. 9 plays, 71 yards, no mistakes. Walker now on 1st and 10. A little bit of pressure. He's coming out of the pocket to run. And Jay Walker's going to pick up the first down and more. Forced out of bounds by Mike Kerr. About the 32-yard line, and it looks like Kerr is down on the sidelines.
That was a really good play by Jay Walker, showing his athletic ability. But what concerns me is that he's having to run away from the pocket. Obviously, the Frankfurt front four are putting pressure on the offensive linemen and forcing them out of the pocket. They've got to sustain their line and try and get Jay Walker to throw in the pocket.
There you see Jay Walker is property of the New England Patriots, and they're very pleased with the progress he's made this season. As we speak, Mike Kerr is down on the sidelines. You saw him diving to push Jay Walker out of bounds, and he hasn't gotten up yet. Mike Kerr, out of Florida State, played last year in the Canadian Football League for Baltimore. Went to the Grey Cup. Let's take a look, see if we can see how he got injured.
Hey, look there, he's got his arm tackle. Instead of trying to get him with his shoulder, he's reached his arm out, and it looks like he's overextended it.
And he's holding that right arm. Exactly where he looks like he came down on it. Meanwhile, Jay Walker has run for the first down. The ball on the 38-yard line of Barcelona, 1st and 10. Three wide receivers, 1 setback, Ricky Blake. Walker changing, look for a run from Blake. And Nate Dingle and Sean Smith, the linebackers, on the stop. Sean Smith was coming on the right side. Ricky Blake on the carry. Walker changed that. They try to look, judge the number of players on the front. Smith came in and out, then came back in, fooled Jay Walker. So it's 2nd down and about 12 for the Dragons. Walker back to throw. Again, breaks out of the pocket, again heads for the sidelines. This time he decides to slide. Mike Stonebreaker in on the tackle, taking Jay Walker's cleats. And Walker will be about 2 yards short of the first down, and there's a late flag on the field.
This was good awareness shown by Jay Walker, because the offensive lineman did the job, but left a great gap for Walker to run through. If we can see this on the replay, he takes the snap, drops back. As you can see, the offensive lineman do a great job. But there's the gap. He sees the gap and takes it. That was good awareness shown by the quarterback. And you saw the referee throwing the flag, the line judge throwing the flag. The call was holding on the Dragons, so they lose 15 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 22 with the ball on their own 26-yard line. Again, 3 wideouts for the Dragons. 5 DBs for the Galaxy. Walker back to throw. No one's open. He has to hold the ball, and he's sacked by John Baker, number 63. From the left end side, and it'll be another loss, about 4 yards for the Barcelona Dragons. This just shows the strength of the Frankfurt defensive backs, because he did have some time, but there was no receivers open. Look, he's at about 4 seconds. 4 seconds, you should be able to get the ball off. That's great play by the Frankfurt defensive backs.
John Baker, another player from the Raiders. Started the season as an end, played tackle. He's back out on the end now. 3rd and 26 for the Dragons. Walker dumps it off to Ricky Blake. He's got a little bit of running room. The run straight into Dondre Owens, 5th defensive back. Well short of the first down, brings up a punting situation for Barcelona.
That was a great defensive series by Frankfurt. They didn't really get that much pressure up front, but their defensive backs and their linebackers was covering really well. Wasn't showing any open receiver at all. Great job.
Scott Zarate into punt for the Dragons. Number 1, Bobby Olive, back to take it. It's a low kick. It's going to bounce end over end. And Olive's just going to follow it down. It takes a Barcelona roll inside the 20 and finally down at about the 18-yard line. So a good kick for the Dragons. Down by Mario Henry. The Dragons trail 3-0, and we'll be back after this word.
There's a place near you where the mountain climbers never touch the ground, where the bodies are made of iron and the bikes of titanium alloy. It's Performance Bicycle Shop with over 6,000 square feet of high-tech cycling gear. But if you go, bring a stump-jumping spirit and your Visa card. Because at Performance, they take cycling to the extreme, but they don't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
I think everybody now acknowledges the fact that Jerry Rice does so many things. He catches the ball, he can get deep, he catches the ball short, he can break tackles, he can run away from tacklers, he can get the ball into the end zone. He makes the big play in the big game.
NFL Sunday Ticket, up to 13 NFL games each Sunday. To sign up, call DirecTV at 1-800-781-4DTV.
Let there be football.
Imagine walking through a doorway that could take you 1 million light years into the future.
What a rush.
My orders were simple. Track down signs of any possible danger. Well, I found some.
This month, dare to enter the Stargate. Playing on Direct Ticket.
Back in Barcelona, the Galaxy lead 3-0, a minute and a half to play in the first quarter of this do-or-die matchup for the second berth in the World Bowl. 1st and 10 for the Galaxy at their own 18. Bellamy goes in motion, delayed, and Nate Bolton, he's outside with running room. Here's where he's dangerous. And Bolton down at about the 36-yard line. J.B. Brown pushes him down. First down for the Galaxy.
Yeah, a really good play by Nate Bolton, the man who called himself Mr. Offense. But look at the offensive linemen. They do a trap and make a big gap for Mr. Newton to expose. Great job.
Crazy legs. Nate Bolton out of Mississippi College. Played with Fred McAfee in a backfield there. That must have been something to see. 1st and 10 for the Galaxy. Bellamy in motion. Justin back to throw. And Bellamy, a one-handed catch.
Hello.
Sean Thomas makes the tackle, but Mike Bellamy, one hand, pulls it in, another first down, and they're in Barcelona territory.
This is why Frankfurt have got the #1 passing offense. A great catch by Bellamy, concentrating on that ball and brings it in. As you see, he did not take his eye off the ball. He did not take his eye off the ball. Great catch.
And the concentration, what let him catch the ball when Sean Thomas came across to belt him right there.
You're always told the receiver to hold on to the ball.
Nate Bolton, now Eric Lindstrom on the stunt. The outside linebacker stops Nate Bolton for a big loss. Big play for the Dragons, bend but don't break defense.
This is Barcelona at their best again. Again, they give up a big play, but they come back firing. They know they can't afford to give big plays. They know that they've got a smallish defensive unit, and they know they've just got to keep hanging in there and try and force the plays.
And that's the end of the first quarter with the score. Frankfurt Galaxy 3, the Barcelona Dragons 0. We'll be right back.
Sam used every wall in the house for a backboard.
Yeah, he looks just like me anyway, so I think he got that from me.
He can do that maneuvering and get by.
I like to see Kenny when he steals it. He can steal a ball.
58 feet out. Swish. He makes me feel 10 feet tall just to talk about him.
Kenny would get it.
Guess he got it from his mother.
Kick off this summer with a celebration of Americana. Wave the flag and salute the red, white, and blue. Pay tribute to our country's great leaders and blast off for one great summer. World Check Ticket.
Welcome back to Barcelona, number 66 for the Dragons, Ivan Imbernon, the Catalan player. But after the big play by Lindstrom, it's second and long for Frankfurt, and Justin's in trouble. He loses the ball. They're still fighting for it. See, the line judge signals Barcelona, and the crowd explodes. I think it was Keith Traylor down to the bottom of that pile, number 75, and Kevin O'Brien, the outside linebacker, 91.
That was a great play by the Barcelona defensive front four. They just kept coming. As you can see, 96, he's the one who's doing the ball rush and then closing down the gap so he can't step up. He can't step up, and the outside end comes in and strips him. But it was 96 who actually forced the play because he didn't allow Justin to step into the pockets, as you can see.
Moke Simon, 96, the new pickup from Scotland, stripped the ball. Traylor and Kevin O'Brien go for it. And it's Barcelona's ball, 1st and 10 on their own 47. Walker gets hit as he lets go of the ball, and he's going to overthrow. Mario Henry, number 80, good coverage on the play. He was double teamed going down by Hall and Doggett. Number 32, Chris Hall, tied for the league lead in interceptions with 7. And the cornerbacks have been such an important part of the Frankfurt Galaxy's defense. See Kellogg and Hall, 7 interceptions apiece, tied with Chris Crooms of Barcelona for the league lead. 2nd and 10 for Barcelona. Walker hands to Blake, and he's got running room.
Bye-bye.
Picked up a good block from Shelby Hill and nearly knocked Hill over. Just short of a first down, 8 or 9 yard pickup for Blake. Stonebreaker makes the tackle.
I'll tell you what, he made a good play on that one, but he got some good yardage, but he took a hit as well. He took a big hit. But that was another great run by Blake, which all credit to the offensive line.
And Blake knocked over his teammate Shelby Hill, which brought him down. Andy McCollum, 55, the big block on that play, the center. 3rd and short for the Dragons. And it's Joe Mickles, number 34, Jolton Joe Mickles, another pickup from the Scottish Claymores 2 weeks ago, who goes for the first down and looks like he had it. Tackled by 63 Baker, and Ricky Blake, who's been hurt on and off all season. He's had leg problems, and they're looking at his legs again. And we're going to measure for the first down out on the field as Joe Mickles may or may not have picked up the yard. Looks like he's going to be just short of a first down, about 5 inches short. And it looks like the Barcelona Dragons are going to go for the first down with the ball on Frankfurt's 43.
Come on, Gringo, you got it!
4th and inches for the Barcelona Dragons. Joe Mickles stays in the game as the lone running back. He played most of the game last week and gained over 60 yards, operating as a tailback for the Dragons. 2 tight ends, Davis and Mickey. 2 wide receivers. Joe Mickles, the lone setback, 4th and inches.
Offside.
Flags are down for offside. You heard Trev call that one as Jay Walker went for the first down. And Jay Walker indicating that it's going to be against Barcelona.
False start, 88 offense prior to the snap. 5 yards, still 4th down.
That was indiscipline. That could hurt. That's obviously hurt Barcelona. I mean, you only needed inches, and they jumped offside. That was just total indiscipline by the offensive unit there.
Penalty on the big tight end, Joey Mickey. That brings up 4th and about 5, which means Scott Zarati's in to punt. Bobby Olive, number 1, is back in single deep for the Galaxy. Slavy handles the snap, left-footed kick into the corner. Olive tries to get it, and it's going to roll. Take a good Barcelona bounce. It's going to be down inside the 2-yard line. So the Dragons putting the Galaxy with their backs to the wall, and a 3-0 lead, but a terrible break for the Barcelona Dragons on the offside penalty.
Most definitely. That was the key to the play. That was key to this drive so far. So they only needed inches, and they jumped offside. So instead of being 3rd and 1, it made it 4th and 5.
And you see what penalties can do. Amsterdam, the number 1 team in the league, the Dragons and the Galaxy. Why are they number 2 and 3? Positive on the takeaway giveaways, the lowest penalties in the league, and the highest average offenses per play. Ernie Staudner now, 1st and 10 from the 2. Nate Bolton looks for running room. He's got some. 52 Ken Alexander drags him down, but not before Nate Bolton's gotten the ball out to about the 8.
I'll tell you what, there was some seriously bad tackling on that play there, because they had the run stuffed, but Nate Bolton showing some beautiful elusiveness and manages to score another 3-4 yards, but realistically the tackling there was particularly bad.
That'll give the Frankfurt Galaxy a little room to operate. We've got a player down on the field, the Barcelona Dragons.
I think the
looks
thing
like
is,
Kevin O'Brien, 91, the outside linebacker. You were saying, Trev.
I think the thing is as well, I mean, Barcelona should be wanting to pen Frankfurt down in this area here now, because even if they go 3 and out and they don't call the turnover, the fact that they're punting from there will give Barcelona excellent field position. They really want to stop them from getting a 1st down here.
And losing Kevin O'Brien is not going to make that easy for the Dragons. Let's take a look and see if we can see how 91 got hurt.
I can't actually see properly. Wait a minute. There you
saw
go.
Nate Bolton's foot.
I was talking about bad tackling, and there again, it showed no wrapping at all, just basically hitting.
Bolton again breaks to the outside. He's got running room. Nearly breaks another tackle to get free, but he's brought down by 54 Joe Johnson, who came in at the outside linebacker spot for O'Brien. Johnson coming all the way over from the right side to make the tackle, and Nate Bolton already picking up big yardage.
I don't think Barcelona are listening to me at the present moment, because the tackling here is pathetic. Not one player is actually squaring up and getting the tackle. It seems to be more like lunging and arm tackles more than just productive frontal tackles.
On the 21-yard line, they hand to Bolton again, running behind McCullough. Johnson can't get him, but they force him out of bounds. Sean Thomas coming up for the push. Joe Johnson chasing him, but it'll be a pickup of about 4 for Nate Bolton, about 2 for Nate Bolton.
That was a better push from the Barcelona front 4 this time, getting penetration and causing Nate Bolton on to get 2 yards. But again, there was still some missed tackles.
Gain of 2 will bring up 2nd and 8 for the Frankfurt Galaxy on their own 23-yard line. Justin goes back to pass. Over the middle, Nate Bolton's open. When you give Nate Bolton running room, you can see what happens. Thomas and Brown in on the stop.
There was that time again. He had so much protection on this play. He picked out his 1st receiver, his 2nd receiver, his 4th receiver, and finally gave it to Nate Bolton. Look, still nobody's touching him. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You give a quarterback that much time, and you are going to get hurt every time.
Werner Hippler checks in for Frankfurt. Bellamy comes out. Paul Justin, a good set of numbers. So 2 tight ends. And Justin looks at the alignment, wants a timeout to talk things over. So it's still 3-0. The Frankfurt Galaxy lead the Barcelona Dragons at the Olympic Stadium in Barcelona.
When you get into this profession, this coaching profession, you dream of someday being able to lead your team out to play a Super Bowl. Now all of a sudden it's there. You have that opportunity. It's really a feeling that you can't describe. It's just such a feeling of contentment.
NFL Sunday Ticket. Up to 13 NFL games each Sunday. To sign up, call DirecTV at 1-800-781-4DTV.
Let there be football.
Michael Jordan. To find what you desire requires a great effort. You look thirsty. Gatorade?
Thanks. I've come.
I know why you have come. You wish to know the meaning of life.
And?
Life is a sport. Drink it up.
That's what I figured.
Imagination of Tim Burton comes the incredible true story.
Action!
How do you turn this on?
Shake his legs around. Looks like he's killing you. We're making another movie. I got the Church of Beverly Hills to put up the cash. Grave robbers from outer space.
Grave robbers from what?
Johnny Depp, Martin Landau, Sarah Jessica Parker, Patricia Arquette, and Bill Murray.
How do you get all your friends to get baptized? Just so you can make a monster movie.
Ed Wood, playing on DirecTV.
Frankfurt's defensive end, Mike Kerr, heard earlier in the game. You saw him fall on that arm. Now it's ice-packed. And the Galaxy, Nate Bolton's going to look to throw. He was a quarterback in high school.
Hello. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Mario Bailey, and it's a touchdown for the Frankfurt Galaxy. And Mario Bailey, Eric Turner, the cornerback, bought the fake as Nate Bolton rolled out right. And Bolton, who was a quarterback in high school, option quarterback, but he showed he's got an arm, hits Mario Bailey for the touchdown. Bailey's keeping that ball, but he ought to give it to Nate when he gets back to the sidelines.
That was an excellent play. That was one of my favorite plays when I used to play American football. This shows how much respect they was giving Nate Bolton, because everybody just bit on the fake.
Darren Alcorn in for the extra point. Jack Kellogg will hold. And it's blocked. And it hits the post, and it bounces off. It looked like Lewis Age was the man. Lewis Age and Joe Johnson were both coming in and get the hands up. But Frankfurt get the touchdown, and that makes it 9-0. Let's take another look at the pass from Nate Bolton to Mario Bailey.
As you can see, it's supposed to be a sweep. He pulls up, throws it. Great play. All the defensive backs from Barcelona just bit.
Eric Turner came up, thinking run, came up, and Bailey was gone.
Plenty of time, plenty of time. That just totally faked out the whole of the defense then. Nobody expected Nate Bolton to pass the ball.
And a key there for a guy who's not a regular passer is to lead the receiver, get in front of him.
Most definitely. I mean, he was excellent. I mean, and did you notice as well when he's running, he didn't take his eye off the ball? Brilliant.
Now let's take a look at the extra point and see if we can see who blocked it. The snap's good.
25.
In the middle there, Lewis Age, 57. Gets that hand up. That's his 4th block kick of the season. He's blocked 1 field goal and 2 extra points. 6'7" Lewis Age the 3rd. And that could be a big factor later in the game, but for right now, the Frankfurt Galaxy lead 9-0.
Big fucking play, man.
Alcorn to kick off. Tyree Davis is going to be brought down. Dondre Owens, number 25, came in. And the Barcelona Dragons will take over on their own 15. The scoring drive for the Galaxy, 98 yards in only 5 plays, 2.5 minutes. And the scoring play, Mario Bailey, a 59-yard pass from Nate Crazy Legs Bolton. Jack McNell and the Dragons now have to generate some offense. They've been shut down so far by the Galaxy. 3 wide receivers in for Barcelona. 1st and 10 at the 21, at the 16. Sorry. Walker goes underneath to Joey Mickey. Tom Cavallo, the inside linebacker, makes the stop. And Mickey, who taught 10 passes last week against Ryan, gets his first one today.
This is what the Barcelona have to do. They have to try and just get a drive going, but they have to be try and be a bit more conservative. I felt in the first couple of drives they looked a bit anxious, and I was throwing the ball and not really getting a good drive.
See Joey Mickey, 10 catches last week, more than he had in the previous 8 games. Double the yardage in one game that he had previously as well. Second and about 6 for the Dragons. Ricky Blake, Joe Mickles on the draw play, and Mickles gains a couple. Brought down by Tom Cavallo again. Steve Stonebreaker, the other inside linebacker, in on the stop as well. Mickles picks up 2. Bring up about 3rd and 4 for the Dragons. Joe Mickles, you see, 16 rushes for 61 yards last week. Up in Scotland, he never had the chance to carry the ball like that, but Joey Mickles played for the Dragons back in '92, gained 100 yards against the London Monarchs at Wembley. Big 3rd down play for the Dragons. Got movement on the line.
This was a toughie.
Looked like Chris Perez, the right tackle, may have gone offside for Barcelona, but he may have been reacting.
Barcelona need this one.
Got a 4-way discussion going on.
Full start, offense, number 77, prior to the snap,
and
5 yards.
The call goes
still
against
3rd
Chris
down.
Perez in at right tackle, the reserve lineman.
And this was the same guy who caused the penalty on the 3rd down and 1 in the previous drive. At the present moment, penalties are absolutely killing Barcelona. They need to just settle down, calm down, and just try and get this drive moving.
Mike Kerr, the verdict on him is out for the game with a separated right shoulder. You'll see no more action. Another crucial offside. Joey Mickey, now Chris Perez. 3rd and 8 for the Dragons. Walker back to throw. And he's got Demetrius Davis in the middle. Jack Kellogg's going to be the tackler. Sorry, not Demetrius Davis. The wide receiver, Mario Henry, over the middle. 1st down, Dragons.
That was a good play. The offensive lineman held up. Walker looked through and got his receiver. That's what they need to do. The offensive linemen need to give Walker some time, and the receivers need to run the patterns properly.
Got another player shaken up on the field. One of the Frankfurt Galaxy linemen in the back. It looks like Wilkins, 74, who's down behind the Barcelona bench, up on one knee. David Wilkins, 2 years with the San Francisco 49ers and a veteran of arena football. Another one of the sort of undersized but very quick defensive ends in this league. And Frankfurt 9-0 on the scoreboard, and look at the total yards.
Oh, I mean, good Lord. I mean, this is the story of the two offenses at the present moment. Frankfurt's been able to move the ball, as you can see, 208 yards in total offense compared to Barcelona. They've only got 63. Barcelona need to just calm down, get the anxiety out of the way, and just play as a team and try and move the ball, mixing up the plays and try to confuse the defensive units of Frankfurt.
Wilkins comes out. He looks like he's okay, but because of the official timeout, he has to sit out one play. Dragons, meanwhile, 1st and 10 at their own 31. Joe Mickles, the lone running back. Ricky Blake, his leg injury may be worse than it looked when we first looked. 3 wideouts for the Dragons. Walker again, back to throw. He's got a little time. And he's got Tyree Davis over the middle. Briggs, the strong safety, on the coverage against Tyree Davis, but it's another 1st down for the Dragons.
This is more like it. Obviously now, Barcelona look like they're believing themselves on this drive. They're showing a lot more confidence, giving Walker a lot more time, and Walker's finding his receivers, and the receivers are getting open.
Tyree Davis Gets the first down, 1st and 10, just inside the 50. Joe Nichols heads up the middle, takes outside. He's only going to pick up about a yard. Frank Messmer, the German, number 99, and Baker at 63, and on the tackle. Also helping out Nate Dingle, number 58. The roar from the crowd as they introduce the Catalan president, Jordi Pujol. But for the Dragons, 2nd and 10. So no gain officially. They're at the Frankfurt 49. Walker goes back to throw. And he's got sidelines pattern to Tyree Davis. Jack Kellogg on the coverage, but Davis was there and gets the first down.
That was a great catch by the receiver. These was always, when I was playing cornerback, these was always the patterns that I hated the most, because you could never tell whether it was going deep or whether it was going to cut. You had to respect the speed. You had to respect the speed.
Tyree and Demetrius Davis. You saw Demetrius running the in pattern on that. They've been big all year for the Dragons. 1st and 10 at the 39. Walker throwing again. And again, it's Tyree Davis outside, and again, it's a first down.
Same pattern, same result.
And watch Jack Kellogg.
Here we go again. Jack Kellogg this time trying to play a bit tighter. But with this play again, it's very hard to defend because you have to respect the deep pass. Almost got there, but it was a picture-perfect pass by Jay Walker.
So another first down for the Dragons, who are on the move at the 29, 10 yards at a clip. 1st and 10, Barcelona. Joe Nichols had a little running room there, but Frank Messmer, the German middle guard, met him after a pickup of about 2. 2 tackles for Frank Messmer out of the Konstanz 89ers in the 3rd division of German football. Joey Mickey's back in the tight end. Demetrius Davis, tight end on the left. 2 wide receivers for the Dragons. Good fake to Nichols. Walker under pressure. And he's got Demetrius Davis. Another first down on the 11-yard line. Stopped by the free safety, Dixon.
Excellent play by Demetrius. He's the one that destroyed the Monarchs in 91. Great play action fake. Nice rollout. Had plenty of time, and Demetrius Davis was there with his wide body to catch that ball.
And there they are, the Davis duo. Tyree Davis wide, Demetrius Davis in the slot. Dragons now 2 wideouts left, 1 right. Joe Nichols, big hole, and Joe Nichols is down to about the 5. Stopped by Sean Smith, the outside linebacker. Jolting Joe Nichols.
Barcelona seeming to mix the ball up a lot better now, getting a lot more holes on the running game, which is obviously then creating the play actions for the previous play.
29 years old and a veteran, Joe Nichols, who settled down into this Barcelona team right away. The Dragons show 2 tight ends, 6-man front for Frankfurt. Nichols, the lone setback. Goes right again, he's in the end zone, standing up, touchdown, Barcelona Dragons. Cannons are going off. The crowd, which looks to be the best of the year here in Barcelona, went crazy, and Scott Zarady is in to attempt the extra point. Jay Walker will hold. Kick is up. It's through the middle. It's off the post. So we've had a missed kick at each end, and the score stands 9-6.
The key to this play was a great block by 67 Alan Weeby. As you can see, he gets the play and holds on to him. The best offensive linemen are the ones that hit and just keep driving.
And Ernie Stautner was saying yesterday, Messmer's worst habit was standing up. And Eloanibi, he stood up, and Eloanibi just held on to him.
Took him out for the touchdown.
Joe Nichols in standing up. The extra point was no good. So it's 9-6.
Good job.
The Frankfurt Galaxy leading the Barcelona Dragons. 4:41 to play in the first half.
As a defensive player, I used to hate that. When the first and goal and is to walk into the end zone. If they get in there, they've got to feel the pain getting. They've got to earn it, not just walk in there.
You hate the sidelines patterns. You hate the score. What is it that you like, Trent?
I just like shutting down the play. End of story.
End of story. Scoring drive for the Dragons, 6 minutes long, 11 plays, 84 yards. Let's take a look at the extra point now. Snap was good, and Scott Zarady, who's been the league's best kicker all season, hadn't missed an extra point. Clunk off the left upright. Jack McNell, he's had a couple of bad breaks so far, but he's gotten a good drive out of the Dragons. Zarady will kick off. Bellamy's got it deep. And breaking outside. Lindstrom can't get him, and Bellamy's going to go out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. Sean Thomas, the man who finally pushed him out, but Bellamy got the opening on the outside, beat Eric Lindstrom to the corner, and a great field position for the Frankfurt Galaxy.
That was a great special teams play. I mean, there was a four-man wedge. He got the ball and sprinted to the wedge. That is always the key when you're running beyond your blockers. You get the ball and you explode. And 9 times out of 10, there will always be a gap somewhere for you to take, and as he did there.
Jordi Pujol, the president of the Generalitat of Catalunya, the autonomous province of Spain. Barcelona is the capital, sitting next to Mark Lowry, the president of the World League. On first down, Justin Hands on the delay to Bolton, but the Dragons are there, and Bolton's going to be stopped for a loss. Ken Alexander, that's Jordi Pujol in the center. Mark Lowry on the left. Dragons general manager on the right.
I have to say that was a pathetic play. I mean, it didn't fool anybody. Everybody knew that it was going to be a draw. It was not very well executed at all.
And with Kevin O'Brien already down to injury, this could be crucial for the Barcelona Dragons because Juan Long, the black Mexican, is down. And it looks like another leg problem as Long goes limping off. Light on that left ankle. This puts the Dragons very short in the linebacking department.
Well, they said it was going to be a war, and it's at the present moment, it resembles a war. This is a battle.
Juan Long on the inside, Kevin O'Brien on the outside, both out of the game at the moment. That means no reserve linebackers. Tommy Thigpen comes in. He'll be in the middle replacing Long. Joe Johnson, 54, is already on the outside replacing O'Brien. But in the 3-4, the linebackers are key to the defense, and right now they're not going to be able to get any breaks. See Lindstrom, the outside linebacker, lined up to make it a 4-man front. Justin back to throw, a little dump off to Bolton. Joe Johnson misses him. Johnson comes back in to help out Sean Thomas on the tackle, but it's another first down, and Justin is shaken up on the play, but bounces up.
Here again we see Bolton gets to play again. I can't understand why nobody's marking him. I mean, nobody's picking him up. He's obviously a big play played out to the backfield, and this has got to be his 3rd or 4th catch that he's caught without anybody being on him at all. Barcelona have got to find a way to try and stop him and take him out the play, find someone to cover him.
Ball's at the Barcelona 45. 1st and 10 for the Galaxy. 2 wide receivers, Bellamy in the slot. Justin, short drop. Mario Bailey just short of a first down, one-on-one with Eric Turner.
Justin showing the strength of his arm there with just a quick release, and he got the ball, was just there before he even knew it.
Todd Farrell, defensive back for the Dragons, getting a little look. And today's attendance, we said over 20,000, and we were right, 21,380, a season's best for the Barcelona Dragons. They're starting to come back here in Catalonia. 41,000, the team record against the Ohio Glory. Justin now looking again. A little confusion on the pattern with Bobby Olive. Throws to the outside as Olive broke a little bit late behind the throw. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Sorry, 3rd down and short for the Frankfurt Galaxy. Werner Hippler, the big tight end, checks in. Galaxy will go with 2 tight ends. Thrasher on the right, Hippler on the left. Handoff is to Bolton. He just goes right up the middle.
First down.
Trevor calls first down, and looks like he's got it. Keith Traylor, the middle guard, made the tackle. So Bolton stretches across the 35-yard line to pick up the first down for Frankfurt. We head toward the 2-minute warning. Juan Long's ankle getting worked on the sidelines. A lot of tape on the outside of that shoe. And we're at the 2-minute warning. The Barcelona Dragons are back in the game with 6 points, but Frankfurt's got 9. And we'll be back in Barcelona after this.
I think the initial hit is still pretty much coached the same way, in that you have to approach him facing the numbers and then wrap him up, and then if he slides one way or the other, it becomes an arm tackle. But you're also taught to get in there and to try to strip the ball carrier of the football. And I think defensive coaches are stressing that more and more.
NFL Sunday Ticket. Up to 13 NFL games each Sunday. To sign up, call DirecTV at 1-800-781-4DTV.
Let there be football.
Hey, 49er fans. Your team just completed a record-breaking season. Player of the Year Steve Young and Jerry Rice paced the league's best offense, while Deion Sanders tightened up the D. Together, they won an unprecedented 5th Super Bowl. So, 49er fans, what do you do for an encore? The official 49ers championship video is available now.
From the Hollywood Palladium, it's Fight Zone.
Enter the Fight Zone.
Fighters from the 4 corners of the world return to the Fight Zone for another vicious no-rules battle to determine who is the champion. Undefeated underground fight star Bad Karma answers yet another challenge.
Fight Zone, only $5.95 on channel 199 this month on Direct Ticket.
Frankfurt 9, Barcelona 6. The Galaxy lead the Dragons. Winner goes to the World Bowl. Kevin O'Brien, the outside linebacker, back in the game for the first time since the middle of the first quarter. And Justin looking for Mike Bellamy. Tommy Thigpen was on the coverage, and Bellamy wasn't looking for the pass.
Yeah, it was great coverage by the defensive backs, but also the pressure as well from the front 4 caused Justin to get rid of the ball early.
Paul Justin 9 for 11 on the day, 190 yards, a pretty good first half. And Justin coming off the injured ankle last week against Scotland, injured on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd and 10 on the 39 of Barcelona for the Galaxy. Pressure. Ball's loose, and Keith Traylor's got it. It's a race for the end zone. Keith Traylor, he's going to win it. Keith Traylor heading for the corner. Keith Traylor puts the Dragons in the lead. And Keith Traylor, who missed most of this season with a sprained ankle he suffered in training camp, showed no signs of it on that run.
Guy, hey, what's his time? What's his 40? I reckon it's a 4.5. Not.
Scott Zarady will attempt the extra point. The last one went off the upright. High snap. Walker gets it down, and that one's good. Joe Johnson made the hit but knocked the ball loose from Paul Justin.
Yeah, it looked like he came untouched. He came on the blitz, an outside linebacker blitz. He was untouched and laid the nail on Mr. Paul Justin.
He came from the blind side, the outside linebacker on the right, not picked up by the tackle. Justin never saw him coming.
Oh, that was a big hit. Took him right out, helmet to helmet. Justin could do nothing on that play at all, nothing at all. I bet he's sore.
And Keith Traylor, who would not be the guy you'd bet on in a foot race, nothing between him and the goal. 6'2", 290 out of Central State in Oklahoma and property of the KC Chiefs. Keith Traylor puts the Dragons in the lead 13-9 with less than 2 minutes to play in the first half. Second fumble that Keith Traylor has recovered this season. His first touchdown. And after a horrible start to the game, Barcelona is in the lead.
They picked it up. They picked it up on both sides of the ball. They've laid the bogey for the time being anyway. Have not been able to score a touchdown in Barcelona. And now they're in commanding lead.
Zarate will kick off for the Dragons. It's going to be a short kick. Bellamy's going to take it with one hand inside the 20. Joe Johnson got a piece of him, but Bellamy's still running. He's still on his feet over the 25, and Lindstrom brings him down from behind at the 30. But Joe Johnson was down there like a rocket, but Bellamy kept going.
Oh, well, I'm so glad Bellamy got out of there because I feared for his life if it had got hit.
So 2 turnovers. Ernie Stautner said yesterday, the games they've lost because of turnovers. They've given up 7 points to Barcelona on turnovers in this game.
You can't afford to give turnovers. I mean, you can play so well, and a turnover could just change the course of the game, as it has done now, because Frankfurt were leading, and one turnover has caused Frankfurt to be losing the game now.
I don't recall Jack McNeil having so much gray hair at the start of this game.
I'm sure he's glad of this lead before half-time.
A minute and a half to play in the first half in Barcelona. The Dragons leading 13-9. Frankfurt have the ball first down on their own 30. 4 wide receivers in the game. Justin's back to throw. Looking deep.
Oh!
And Ken Alexander had it go through his hands. The inside linebacker on the deep drop.
I felt Justin showed some impatience there because, again, Nate Bolton was wide open on the sideline, and there was nobody between him and the end zone. He was impatient and tried to get the big play. We all know he's a gutsy quarterback, but sometimes you have to show composure, and on that play, he did not show it.
And Alexander, who was in the Chiefs camp with Byron Bonds and Keith Traylor last year, timed his jump perfectly, but couldn't hold on. Out of the shotgun now, 5 DBs for Barcelona. Hand off to Bolton. He's cutting left, and he's got a lot of running room. And Shelby Hill, the wide receiver, coming in as a 6th defensive back, makes the stop. Shelby Hill, who had the big catch against Scotland, the only touchdown for Barcelona in that game, coming in as a 6th defensive back, and we've got a timeout by Frankfurt to stop the clock with 1:20 to play.
I'll tell you what, this Nate Bolton can play football. He's an elusive runner. I saw him yesterday, and he didn't really look that big, but he can make you miss. And all the times he's caught the ball today, he's made at least two tacklers miss. Great player.
When we talked to Bolton yesterday, he said the quicker he gets the ball, the more damage he can do.
Most definitely, and at the present moment, he's the one player that is causing Barcelona so many problems.
One of 20 children. Nate Bolton has 12 sisters. He's got 7 brothers, and he's arguing with one of his brothers about whether they've got 68 nieces and nephews or 72. Nate says it's 68, and he knows all their names.
Well, I don't know if he knows all their names, but 68 are still a lot of people to have in your family.
We figured out in a previous game that within a year and a half, the world will be completely populated by Boltons. Big contributions running and receiving and passing from Nate Bolton. Justin now 1st and 10, back to throw, lots of time. And there's Bolton in the middle of the field. And again, it's Shelby Hill who knocks him out of bounds. Pick up of just over 10 yards, but another first down for Frankfurt, and it stops the clock.
The key to this one was actually the wide receiver for Frankfurt, because Bolton's wide open here again, but the wide receiver decided to take the wrong block. He should have took the outside block, number 12, to give Bolton the outside lane, but he chose to go to the inside and freed up the outside defensive back.
A minute 12 to play. On the 45-yard line of Barcelona, 1st and 10 for the Galaxy. 4 wide receivers. Justin back to throw. Bolton again out of the backfield. Justin finds him at the 40. Bolton's down to the 30. And squirms forward to just about the 25. Sean Thomas, the free safety, makes the tackle. But the Galaxy are in position for points.
I'm still trying to work out what Barcelona are trying to do here, because the amount of times Bolton's been open is just untrue. Here again, from the backfield, it gets open and again picks up positive yardage. I don't understand what's going on with the Barcelona.
And you could see 51, Tommy Thigpen, turn around and go deep with the wide receivers.
I just don't understand it. I mean, Bolton obviously has been a threat throughout this game. And to not put somebody on it, to not assign somebody on Bolton is something I am just not too sure about. I don't know what's going on.
Clock is stopped with just over a minute to play. Jack McNell doesn't like the way Frankfurt's moved up the field in 50 seconds down to the 26-yard line of Barcelona.
I would have thought that for this particular time now, there's only less than a minute on the clock.
Just over a minute,
just over a minute on the clock. Barcelona would be wanting to stop this drive and stopping Nate Bolton.
And Nate Bolton, they used to call guys triple threat back in the old days. Nate Bolton, passing, running, and receiving. A true triple threat.
As he said, Mr. Offense.
1st and 10 for the Galaxy. At the 26, Justin back to throw. Looks to the outside, Bobby Olive's got it. He's knocked out of bounds, but he's not out of bounds. He's down in inbounds, clock is moving, but he still has the first down at the 14. Shelby Hill again, the man knocking him out. They're working on Shelby Hill, who's not a defensive back by trade. And Hill now coming out, going back to 5 DBs as the Galaxy line up on the 13. Joe Johnson trying to get off the field.
Good play by Justin.
And Justin grounds the ball to stop the clock.
I actually thought he was trying to call the play quickly because he knew that Barcelona had 12 men on the field.
Right, it looked like he got it off before Joe Johnson got off the field, but he was behind the line judge, and it looks like they let it go. So clock is stopped now. 36 seconds to play. And what's at stake in this game? Winner take all is a berth next Saturday in Amsterdam at the Olympic Stadium against the Amsterdam Admirals, class of the league so far in the regular season. But the Galaxy, the only team to beat Amsterdam, and the Dragons twice came very, very close. In the first game in Amsterdam, a fumble as they were going into the end zone cost them the game. Here in Barcelona, they were leading by 2 touchdowns. They had a first down to make, and Jay Walker fumbled on a quarterback sneak. Amsterdam came back to score twice in the last 2 minutes for the win. So both of these teams think they can take the Admirals if they can get to the World Bowl.
And this reminds me of last week's game when the Monarchs played against the Admirals. Every time Monarchs looked threatening, Admirals came up with a big play to stop the drives.
Second down. And Justin overthrows Bobby Olive. Chris Crooms on the coverage.
At the present moment, me personally, I am questioning Justin's attitude at the present moment, because again he had plenty of time, and instead of waiting for a receiver to get open, he just throws the ball away. I thought the receiver that he's thrown to was open at the particular time.
Now they're calling it second down now. Justin used up a down to stop the clock. They're giving them the timeout instead, so it's only second down. Olive now on the out pattern. He's got the catch, steps out of bounds. J.B. Brown on the coverage. Should be the first down for Frankfurt. Bobby Olive.
This is the same play that Barcelona had previously. Those out patterns, you've always got to respect the speed, and it's one of the worst patterns to ever try and defend. As a defensive back, like I said earlier, it was one of the worst ones. I hated it. I hated defending that play.
Bobby Olive, who went to Ohio State University without a scholarship, a walk-on into the football program, and a big success. It's 1st and goal for the Galaxy. 26 seconds to play. Justin rolls left.
Oh!
And it's through the hands of Werner Hippler, the tight end. Hippler alone in the end zone. No catches this season for Hippler. That would have been his first, and it would have been a big one.
He's been watching Jackie Smith. That was wide open. Wide open. He was watching the Pittsburgh game yesterday.
This was the play that the Dragons used last week against Ryan, the naked bootleg to the big tight end, but it went through Hippler's hands. 2nd and goal now. A long 2. Justin again, naked bootleg, looks in the middle. And it bounces off Hippler, but he catches it this time. And the Galaxy have a touchdown and the lead.
Same play, exactly the same play. If it works the first time, try it again.
A do-over for the Frankfurt Galaxy. And Werner Hippler nearly bounced off him the second time. It was funny because Jack Bicknell yesterday said if a play works, we ran the naked bootleg 17 times against Rhine.
Yeah, and it's happened again.
You keep working it till they stop it.
You keep doing it till you stop it. Don't ever change the play. Don't let the defense dictate to you. You dictate to the defense.
Darren Alcorn's kick. Kellogg holding, goes through. So the lead goes back to the Frankfurt Galaxy. And here was the play that put them in the lead.
Here we go. Play action. Play action to Nate Bolton. They have to respect that. He turns, looks, plenty of time. Tight end, wide open. Nobody on him at all. Nobody on him at all. That was the second play in succession. Nobody on him at all.
Both linebackers inside and outside on that side. On the quarterback, no one on the tight end, Werner Hippler, who played college football in the States at Sacramento State. So, 18 seconds to play in the first half. Frankfurt will kick to Barcelona. There's Werner Hippler, who just caught the touchdown pass that puts Frankfurt back in the lead by 3 in this World Bowl Eliminator. It's come down to the last week of the season. The team that wins this game goes to the World Bowl.
That was really a bad score for Barcelona to let in because they just got the momentum, and immediately Frankfurt have taken the momentum away from them just before half time.
Frankfurt went 70 yards in less than a minute and a half, and that's what's got to worry Barcelona.
Oh, most definitely.
Alcorn now to kick off. It's a little low kick taken by Shelby Hill on the 18. Hill's going wide on the right, cuts back inside. Could have thought about getting out of bounds, but he's tackled at the 36-yard line. Looks like Kellogg in on the tackle, along with Craig Thomas, the running back. Now Werner Hippler, you saw him lining up for the kickoff, comes down. This is 260 pounds of German beef.
Hello,
Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson, when you meet him in the air, a guided missile or an unguided missile maybe.
Making him pay for that touchdown.
Yeah, 1st and 10 for the Dragons. 12 seconds to play. Walker going back. Walker going deep. Nearly intercepted by Chris Hall.
Looking for an interference call on that play. Not going to get it.
Mario Henry was down there, but the ball overthrown, and Hall just running in front of Henry, so he couldn't chase after it. That used up 6 seconds on the clock. We've got 7 seconds left to play.
63. Good left, 63.
These plays are always dangerous for me. I'd always like sometimes to just sit on the ball because the passes are always desperation passes, and they can easily be picked up and run back for a touchdown.
Mario Henry didn't even get back to the huddle. They just tell him to play as he hits the line of scrimmage. He's wide on the left. Walker hands the ball to Joe Mickles. Mickles has a lot of running room, but gets across the 40, tackled by Johnny Briggs, but that's going to be the end of the first half. So at halftime, the score here in Barcelona, the Barcelona Dragons 13, the visiting Frankfurt Galaxy 16. The winning team goes to the World Bowl in Amsterdam.
Catches a football, and then he has to get both feet down in bounds. It's an art peculiar to the National Football League.
Who was the best in it? Raymond Berry?
Oh, there's no question. You know, Raymond was such a gifted receiver that he spent endless hours practicing this routine of getting he called it the toe dance.
NFL Sunday Ticket, up to 13 NFL games each Sunday. To sign up, call DirecTV at 1-800-781-4DTV.
Let there be football.
The New York Times calls Woody Allen's Bullets Over Broadway a bright, energetic comedy.
Have you met Mr. Woofles? I hate mutts!
Dazzling fun, raves Rolling Stone. It's one of Woody Allen's best.
You and Sheldon Flenner have raised intercourse to the level of an art form?
Just intercourse, foreplay, too.
Hilarious.
Don't speak. Don't speak. Don't speak.
It's a roaring good comedy.
You're racked with guilt.
I'm racked with guilt.
You're racked with guilt.
Bullets Over Broadway.
Playing on Direct Ticket.
We've got a humdinger here in Barcelona. The Galaxy with a 3-point lead. It's gone seesaw both ways, and with me, Trevor Carthy. Good first half, Trevor.
Excellent first half for the fans. The momentum's been switching from one side to the other. Frankfurt initially started the better of the two teams, but Barcelona haven't really given up, and they've always tried to come back.
You see in the first half statistics the domination that the Galaxy had, especially in the passing department. But the key for Barcelona, the turnovers, 2 and 7 points on that big fumble recovery Joe Johnson caused, and Keith Traylor got the touchdown. Big guy for the Galaxy, Nate Bolton, and he's done it rushing, he's done it receiving, and he's done it passing.
Nate Bolton's been the main play guy for the Frankfurt Galaxy today. He calls himself Mr. Offense, and on these stats you can see why. He's got all his receiving from the backfield. He's made so many big plays, and I'm still trying to understand how come Barcelona have not been able to pick him up, because it's obvious that he's the main dude.
Now, yesterday we talked to Ernie Staudtner. He said, we're going to put in some special plays, and one of us said, Nate Bolton's going to throw the ball, and he did.
Well, most definitely. He threw the ball and got a touchdown. That was based on the respect that obviously Barcelona have been showing Nate Bolton, because he can run, he can pass, and he can receive.
And a guy who can pass as well, Paul Justin, injured his ankle last week against the Scottish Claymores on the first play of the game, but he's come back and throwing well today.
Most definitely, but you got to attribute some of the credit to the offensive line, because he has had plenty of time to throw the ball. It's been untrue. He's been able to find his receivers. He wouldn't be a very good quarterback if he wasn't able to find the receivers with the time that he has had. He's done a really good job.
Ernie Staudtner, the Frankfurt coach, getting his headset on. Jay Walker, quarterback for the Barcelona Dragons. He started off slow.
Most definitely started off slow. That's because the offensive line wasn't giving him the protection that he needed. But as the game got on, you could see that the confidence in his play rose, and he led the team, hence to the point that at one point they was leading.
Now, the Dragons had never scored a touchdown against the Frankfurt Galaxy going back to 1991 in this Olympic Stadium, but they've scored 2 already today. That jinx is well broken.
Well, that one jinx is broken. Now all they've got to do is break the second jinx and win the game.
Jack Bicknell, coach of the Barcelona Dragons, 3rd year coaching in the World League. His teams have been in the playoffs both of the first 2 times. They have to beat the Galaxy to get to the playoffs this time. The winner of this game, a World Bowl berth against the Amsterdam Admirals. Scott Zarate kicks off to start the second half. Mike Bellamy takes it at the 6. Bellamy goes up the middle. He's got running room. Brought down from behind by Chris Crooms, number 25, the strong safety, but Bellamy brings it all the way up to the 35, a 29-yard return. Now, the Frankfurt Galaxy have been a big third-quarter team all season, outscoring their opponents 75-30 in the third quarters of game. So have the Barcelona Dragons, 45-12. They're close. And the Galaxy, you'll remember if you saw the game against Scotland. Scotland came back in the third quarter. Otherwise, that stat would be even more overpowering. 1st and 10 for Frankfurt, and Nate Bolton gets the first call. Byron Bonds can't stop him. But coming up on the outside, Tommy Thigpen, the linebacker, does. Byron Bonds helping him by getting it out. Kevin O'Brien, Thigpen in for Kevin O'Brien, who hurt his leg in the first half. He tried to come back on it, but it looks like he's not going to be able to, or at least not right away. Tommy Thigpen gets the call. The Dragons playing a 3-4 defense. They need to have 4 linebackers all the time. They've got 6. Juan Long was hurt in the first half. He hasn't been back out since. Justin back to throw on second down. And it's complete. Eric Turner on the coverage as Mario Bailey steps out of bounds.
It's the same bread and butter pattern, the out pattern, that's caused both teams problems so far.
And the strength of Barcelona's pass defense all season has been the safeties. Teams have worked on their corners. And that's the way that Frankfurt has gone so far in this game. It brings up a 3rd and about 3 yards for a first down. Ball on Frankfurt's 42. Motion from Bellamy. Justin short drop. Ball looked like it was deflected a little bit, but Bobby Olive's got the first down, and he's pushed out of bounds by J.B. Brown. In is the 5th defensive back.
Frankfurt have come out again with a nice balanced attack. As you can see from here now, number 1 just does a simple out pattern. Nobody's on him because of Barcelona are playing a big zone, and hence he's able to get the first down.
J.B. Brown, the cornerback, laying off deep in the zone. They're into Barcelona territory just over the 49-yard line, 1st and 10. Justin fakes to Bolton, slips, but he's still got plenty of time, puts it up.
Got him. Oh!
And Eric Turner was lining up for the interception, but while he was doing it, Mario Bailey stepped in front of him and nearly took the catch.
Again, you can see that they had plenty of time to throw the ball. It's a nice deep pattern. The ball got there, but you have to give credit to the Barcelona defensive backs because they was able to strip the ball out and stop the completion.
It looked like Turner was so intent on the interception, he didn't even realize Bailey had the catch lined up, and they're looking now on the sidelines at Scott Zarady, the kicker. It's his right knee. He's a left-footed kicker. Justin back to pass again, over the middle and knocked away as he intended for Bobby Olive. J.B. Brown, 39, blocked. And Thigpen had knocked Justin just after he let go of the ball.
That was a better play by the defensive units of Barcelona, putting pressure on Justin. They have to do this. But here's a pass again. He got the pass off, and again, a good defensive play by number 31, Brown.
And it's Tommy Thigpen coming in from the blind side.
You have to do this to Justin. As you've seen, that the majority of the time you put pressure on him, that's when you can force him out of play.
3rd and 10, Justin back to throw, goes sidelines, but it's too far. Eric Turner on the coverage. Mario Bailey, the intended receiver. That brings up a 4th down, and the punting unit comes in for the Frankfurt Galaxy. Going deep for Barcelona. Number 82, Tyree Davis, the wide receiver. Alcorn's kick, it's high, it's going to be short, it's coming end over end. Davis takes it at the 15, gets past the first tackle, cuts inside, he's got some running room. And he's brought down from behind at the 28-yard line. Tackled by Dondre Owens, the defensive back. So 16-13, Frankfurt lead. We'll be back after this break.
And to this reporter, it's obvious that these strike negotiations are going nowhere fast.
Well, I've had just about enough.
Let's go.
Excuse me.
Love the shoes.
What were we thinking? After you. No, after you.
Life is good.
When you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good.
Our work here is done.
Play ball.
Michael Jordan. To find what you desire requires a great effort. You look thirsty. Gatorade?
Thanks. I've come.
I know why you have come. You wish to know the meaning of life.
And?
Life is a sport. Drink it up.
That's what I figured.
While NFL action is still months away, the NFL has launched a new season on the internet. NFL Sidelines is an online connection to your favorite teams and players. Connect on the net with NFL fans around the world and chat live with the biggest names in football.
This movie is rated R.
Plus special coverage of the 1995 World League season. The NFL moves into cyberspace with NFL Sidelines. Tackle the internet.
Direct Ticket invites you into a world of fantasy and terror. Take a futuristic ride to LA 2007. The cops rule the day, the gangs rule the night. There's only one thing that stands in the way of the man who wants to control it all. The Double Dragon. In Hollywood, where spine-tingling storytelling comes alive on film, something far more evil is out of control. Wes Craven's new nightmare. This time, the terror doesn't stop at the screen. Playing on Direct Ticket.
He tried to hit him like 3 times.
Yeah, well, you see he can't catch.
No, that was 86.
Which one can't catch?
86 can't catch, 87 can catch.
Welcome back to Barcelona. Tommy Thigpen laid the hurt on Paul Justin. The Dragons took the punt. They have the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line. 3 wide receivers in. Jay Walker, the quarterback. Ricky Blake back in the game. He was shaken up in the first half as the lone setback. Blake, good pass blocking. Walker's got time, and it's Demetrius Davis who can't make the catch. Incomplete. Mike Stonebreaker, the inside linebacker, on the coverage. Now the Barcelona Dragons with the league's top-rated offense, but the league's worst total defense, allowing 400 yards a game. The league's worst pass defense. That's winning games the hard way.
Well, I don't want to arc onto this subject, but you can see why with Nate Bolt been able to just run the field and totally run the offense for Frankfurt.
2nd and 10 for the Dragons. Again, 3 wide receivers. They stack 2 on the left. Motion from the Frankfurt line. Ricky Blake on the delay. He's got running room. There's another flag comes down. Could be a blocking. And Blake's close to a 1st down, and 2 more flags come down as Blake lies on the ground being tackled. Jack Kellogg, the cornerback, made the tackle.
Holding.
First flag is going to be holding against the Dragons. See what the second one is on the tackle. Umpire Chad Brown talking to the referee. You see the indication for holding from referee Larry Nemmers and a face mask against the Galaxy.
The penalty's offset. We'll replay 2nd down.
So the penalty's offset. We take the play over. It never happened. It'll be 2nd and 10 again from the Barcelona 29.
It was a double penalty.
Barcelona's inside linebacker Juan Long, number 59, has left the game with a sprained ankle. He will not return. So the Dragons down to 5 linebackers, and one of them, Kevin O'Brien, will play hurt if at all. 5 defensive backs in for the Galaxy. 3 wideouts for the Dragons. Joe Mickles, the lone setback. Walker back to throw. He overthrows Mario Henry, and a flag is coming down, and Trevor interferes.
When that ball went off, and I saw the push, and I immediately knew it was a pass interference. Good call, officials. Yeah.
Larry Nemmers getting the call from the back judge, who said something. That's about as big a smile as you get from Larry Nemmers during the game. And they're still talking about it. Umpire Brown, it looks like he's explaining to the head linesman what the call is. Chris Hall, the cornerback. Cecil Doggett, 5th defensive back, was in on the play as well. Ricky Blake getting his eye looked at. He came right off the field, and Joe Mickles came in.
There was no foul on the play. We will pick up the foul. The ball was tipped. Therefore, there can be no defensive pass interference. It's 3rd down.
Take another look at it now as Walker goes back to pass.
Can't see from here, but he throws it. It's tipped. It looked like he was pushed to me. I'm sticking with my call. Sorry.
Trevor Carthy says interference. I'm forced to agree with you, but it's 3rd and 10 for the Dragons now. Stonebreaker showing blitz, but he stays back in coverage. Walker rolls out of the pocket, throws back, and it's tipped. Mario Henry's picked it up, and Henry's up to midfield before he's tackled. He's brought down by Baker, the defensive lineman coming downfield. But a break for the Dragons and quick hands by Mario Henry.
Most definitely looking break. The pressure was on by the defensive lineman, as you can see, forcing him outside. This shows how good his hands are, but luckily, it got tipped into the receiver's hands.
Cisco Marcos, the Spanish receiver. There's Cisco.
The good thing about this is, though, is he showed a lot of concentration. You should always keep your mind in the game until the play is dead.
Jay Walker looks at Frankfurt's defense, calls a new play, takes the short drop, and overthrows Cisco Marcos. And Walker got dumped on that one, and he's down.
Well, you can see that as soon as he left, he looked like he was going to get sandwiched by the two outside rush ends. As you can see, he drops back in 74. Wilkins has got a free rein on him. And luckily, he just avoided the other outside lineman who went low to try and take him out.
Helmet to helmet, Wilkins on Walker. Walker lucky to get the ball away before he got hit. 2nd and 10 for the Dragons. Demetrius Davis goes tight on the right. 3 wide receivers. 4-man front for Frankfurt. Walker again back to pass, has time, has the receiver, Tyree Davis on the outside, Jack Kellogg, the cornerback on the coverage.
And you can see this seems to be the bread and butter play for both teams today. The cornerback is giving him so much respect. It's no wonder the quarterbacks are just saying, keep running that play until they adjust.
The danger on that play is eventually if the cornerback steps up. Tyree Davis 4 catches already. That was a first down. On the 40-yard line of Frankfurt, they hand to Joe Mickles. He's got running room, and he stopped just short of a first down. Tom Cavallo, the inside linebacker. Sean Smith, the outside linebacker, on the stop. Jolton Joe Mickles, picked up from Scotland. Scotland put him on the reserve squad. The Dragons lost both their running backs in that game against Scotland. After the game, in the tunnel, the general manager of the Dragons gave Joe Mickles cab fare to get to the airport the next day and joined them. Came back to Barcelona, gained 60 yards last week against the Rhine Fire. 2 tight ends in for the Dragons on 2nd and short. Mickles gets the call and the first down. Wilkins on the stop along with Frank Messmer, the German middle guard.
This is really good now from Barcelona because realistically now they should start taking advantage of the weight advantage they have over Frankfurt. One of the defensive linebackers yesterday stated that the main concern was stopping the offensive linemen of Barcelona.
Now Frankfurt already showing 5 DBs on 1st and 10. See a 4-man front as the linebackers coming. They give to Mickles again. And Barcelona reading that. When they only see 6 men up front, they go to the running play.
Most definitely. I mean, this is what I personally, this is what they should be doing. They should be taking advantage of the weight difference and pound it out until Frankfurt break.
Tom Cavallo had the tackle. Jack McNeil's coaching philosophy, if you outnumber him at the point of attack, put the ball that way. Joe Mickles, 37 yards and a touchdown. 2nd down just inside the 25. Walker drops back, has time, over the middle and through the hands of Demetrius Davis on the crossing pattern. Johnny Briggs, the safety, had the coverage on Demetrius Davis, but Walker overthrew it.
That was definitely, but for me, the key to the play was showing Mickles his versatility. We know that he can run the ball, but on that play you saw how he can block. He made the key block to allow Walker to throw the pass.
So big 3rd down play now for the Barcelona Dragons. Mickles again, the lone setback. Ball at the 25. Frankfurt 4-man rush. Walker under pressure, trying to keep going, but he's sacked. Don Reynolds, the middle, Nate Dingle, the outside linebacker. Don Reynolds, the middle guard, on the sack. And that could be a big one because it could put them out the limit of field goal range.
You can see number 90 just come and did a nice rip and got the step on the offensive lineman and got to Walker. As you can see from here now. Gets the jump on the offensive lineman, and the lineman couldn't recover in time and sacked Walker for a loss.
Scott Zarady now, it'll be a 48-yard attempt.
No good. No, it's good. Nope.
And it just misses. Zarady kick drifting off. Zarady's down on the ground looking for a call for roughing, but the kick's no good. There is no flag. It was Owens who made contact, and we saw last week in Scotland that contact resulted in a crucial penalty against the Claymores that gave the Frankfurt Galaxy a key touchdown. Now let's take another look. It looked like Owens, 25, who makes the contact.
Yeah, definitely a contact. The only thing is now, we've got to find out is whether he was pushed into him or not. But from this angle, and from what I can see, it looked like that he actually made contact. That should have been a penalty.
Exactly the same as last week in Scotland on the follow-through. But it's 1st down for the Galaxy. Nate Bolton goes up the middle. He's smothered in the middle by 96, Jose Moke Simon, the other pickup from the Scottish Claymores. They came up, they beat the Claymores, and they took 2 players off the reserve squad that they needed badly. Chucky Johnson, their original defensive end, went down with an injury. They had to move Bonds to defensive end. They got Simon as a reserve, and he's played very well. He didn't see very much action for the Claymores. 2nd and 7 for the Galaxy, and Justin fakes to Bolton, drills the ball down the middle.
Hello.
Mike Bellamy, lots of time, lots of running room. He's thrown out of bounds by Sean Thomas, the safety, but it's a big gain for the Frankfurt Galaxy.
Nice drop back, nice play action pass again, back again. Nice zip on the ball, and it's now the receiver does all the work. At the end of this play, I'm sure he was trying to lateral the ball back to his other player because he was getting tackled. You can see it, look. It was just about to, and he got hauled out of bounds.
Mario Bailey, the player following him, but we're playing football, not rugby. It's an end around. Bobby Olive on the end around picks up a few yards. Pushed out of bounds by the cornerback, Eric Turner. Chris Crooms in as well. But Bobby Olive coming all the way over from the wide receiver spot on the left.
As we consider reverses where the receiver comes from the opposite side and tries to go around the end. The defensive unit played this really well because they didn't give up anything. There was not faked at all.
A former play of the day on Sky Sports End Zone show on Friday. The end around to Bobby Olive, 2nd down for the Galaxy. Bellamy in motion. And it's Olive who's got a lot of space. There's a flag down, but Olive is going to be pushed out of bounds with a 1st down on the 14-yard line by J.B. Brown.
Comparing the 2 quarterbacks here in this game, you can see at the present moment that Justin has got the rhythm. He seems to be more poised and composed at this present moment than Walker.
So if the play stands, it'll be a 1st down on the 14 for the Galaxy, but we'll have to see what the call is.
By the way, Galaxy walking back, it could be against them.
Illegal shift on the offensive team. The left tackle is going down to a 3-point stand.
Shift
when the men is going in motion. That's a 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
5 yards and a repeat down, so it'll be 2nd and long. Paul Justin, the guy who's in his rhythm, is the league's leading passer despite missing virtually the whole of that game against Scotland last week. 60% completion. Walker in 4th, but he's moved up a long way since he took over the starting job all by himself. 2nd and long. Justin back to throw. He's got Bolton all alone in the flat. Bolton cutting back over the middle and down to the 14-yard line, exactly where the ball was last time. Sean Thomas makes the stop.
The two main things that was killing Barcelona in the first half are here to hunt them again, because Justin had plenty of time again to pick out who he wanted to throw to, and again Bolton had plenty of time to pick out where he wanted to go and ask Justin, pass to me.
Ken Alexander, the inside linebacker, checks back in for Barcelona. Frankfurt put Bellamy in motion left. Justin goes back to throw on 1st down. Bolton's out there again, but he fires into the end zone, and Bellamy's there for a touchdown from Frankfurt. Bellamy, who came in motion, scores for Frankfurt. It's absolutely quiet here in Barcelona.
Again, time. For a moment, it looked like the right end was going to try and get him, but again, brilliant work by the offensive lineman, allowed Justin to step up and find his man. Brilliant.
And one thing that happens when you have your linebackers keying on the back, out of the backfield, it leaves that space for the H-back coming out in motion from the slot.
The only thing I can relate to now is that must be the case, because Bolton has been wide open, and every time they cover Bolton, it leaves somebody else open. So maybe they're not showing as much concern for Bolton as they are for the rest of the receivers.
Darren Alcorn's extra point is good. The Frankfurt Galaxy lead the Barcelona Dragons 23-13.
There's a place in the Big Apple where New Yorkers rush to be on the cutting edge. It's Jean-Louis David, a touch of Paris right in the middle of Manhattan. So if you're looking for a new you, drop in anytime at any of their locations. You don't need an appointment, just your Visa card. Because when it comes to your hair and Jean-Louis David, American Express just won't cut it. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Different types. Unitas was a quarterback that would get the snap, go back into the pocket, and he would wait and wait till the last possible instance to throw the football, and then take the hit after he threw the ball. Marino is the quarterback that gets back there, makes the quick decision, fires the ball, and it's an explosion when he lets that football go.
NFL Sunday Ticket, up to 13 NFL games each Sunday. To sign up, call DirecTV at 1-800-781-4DTV.
Let there be football.
Centuries ago, one man was chosen to protect all that is good.
I know who you are. You're Connor MacLeod, born into the clan MacLeod.
But an enemy from the past has traveled through time to challenge him in the present.
Some say he's the devil himself.
Now, the ultimate battle between two supernatural forces enters the final dimension. Highlander, the final dimension, playing this month on Direct Ticket.
It's a 10-point lead for the Frankfurt Galaxy here in Barcelona. The winner of this game goes to the World Bowl. 5 plays, 63 yards on the Galaxy's drive. Bellamy, a 15-yard pass from Justin for the TD. They're working fast and they're scoring quickly. And as we said, the team that wins this game plays the Admirals next week in Amsterdam in the World Bowl. Alcorn's kickoff's going to be short. It's going to be taken by Shelby Hill at the 19, and Hill's going wide right, cuts back over the middle. Momentum carries him up to the 34. Jack Kellogg, 21, makes the stop. Let's take another look at that touchdown from Mike Bellamy.
As you can see, the fullback goes in motion. Quarterback drops back again. Nate goes in motion again. This time Nate's covered, but leaves 84 Bellamy wide open.
And Bellamy was the man in motion on that play. Bolton getting the attention. Bellamy getting the touchdown. 1st and 10 at the 34 for the Dragons. 3 wide receivers. 5 DBs in for the Galaxy. It's complete to Mario Henry, who's brought down by Chris Hall.
Fuck that shit. Hey, you see what I'm saying?
Pick up of about 7 on the play on 1st down. That'll bring up a 2nd down. Tommy Thigpen on the bench. What do we do about Nate Bolton? That's the topic of conversation, and there's the man they're talking about. Crazy Legs, Nate Bolton. Ball's at the 41, 2nd and 3 for the Dragons. Ricky Blake, the lone setback. Frankfurt was showing blitz. Blake goes straight up the middle, gets the 1st down and more. Across the 45 to the 46, brought down by Brown, the 5th linebacker. Tom Cavallo in on the tackle, 53.
Look at Ricky Blake. He's just straight power at you. Come and get me if you dare, running back. Nobody likes tackling Ricky Blake. In 91, I was talking to our defensive units, and they hated tackling him.
Ricky Blake played for San Antonio of the World League in 91, then spent 2 years with the Dallas Cowboys and has a Super Bowl ring. 1st and 10 for the Dragons. Walker takes a deep drop. He's got a man all alone, Shelby Hill, and he's down at the 35 of Frankfurt, tackled by Dixon, the free safety.
Again, you can see Barcelona had plenty of time this time for Walker to find open a wide receiver. And plenty of time. There you go. Wide open. Wide open.
And it was Shelby Hill who came up big against Scotland in the game when they had to pass. Look at that. The last 2 games more than matched his season's production. 1st and 10, 35-yard line. Barcelona with the ball. Walker back to pass. Frankfurt coming.
Ooh.
And Demetrius Davis cannot hold on. Nate Dingle on the tackle, breaking that one up. And you've got to think that that injury is hurting Demetrius Davis.
Most definitely. I mean, you can see he's hobbling there. But watch the protection here now. The offensive linemen do a great job, giving Walker the time to pick out his receivers. The pass goes off now. Obviously, his target is Demetrius Davis. Demetrius gets up there, but you got to give Dingle the credit there because he hit him and knocked the ball out.
Second down now for the Dragons. Joe Mickles on the draw, and Mickles has some running room. He's going to be just short of a first down at the 26-yard line. Mike Stonebreaker, inside linebacker, with the stop. It's great Ed King on that last play, just pushing Reynolds out of the way.
This has been one of the bread and butter plays for Barcelona. It's worked most of the time, and it obviously allows them to set up the pass afterwards.
It's going to be 3rd and short for the Dragons. Now, in the first half, they had a 4th and short in the same situation and went offside. Mickles, the lone setback, 2 tight ends. 5-man front by Frankfurt. Walker keeps it, same play they ran on 4th and short. And Jay Walker, who weighs 235 pounds, bowls his way forward for about a 3-yard gain. Let's take a listen to Jack Bicknell.
It's special left.
Special left.
860
860
all option.
all option. Special left. 860 all option.
That's what Jay Walker hears in his helmet. Dick Curl, the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, we had one of these. We had this in it started off in the 91, but basically the quarterbacks didn't like it because it didn't work.
It's working now, and Jay Walker now, our option. Walker looking right. Underneath to Shelby Hill from the H-back spot. Dixon with the tackle. That's the Demetrius Davis play where he goes inside or outside, reading the safety.
It is John Mickles again at his best, teching the inside linebacker. And this is a nice play, stopping and starting. Nice play by Shelby Hill. But Mickles allowed that play to happen with that key block on the inside linebacker coming through.
Ball's on the 14-yard line of Frankfurt. Barcelona on the move. Jay Walker's the quarterback. 3 wide receivers. Handoffs to Mickles. He cuts inside again. Picks up a couple. Will be close to the first down. Don Reynolds, the middle guard, makes the stop. Ernie Staudtner, the Frankfurt coach. Jack Bicknell, the Barcelona coach.
From here, it seems to me that Barcelona now are trying to wear down Frankfurt. Like I've said before, they've got a bigger offensive line, and now this is the time they've got to try and wear them out. They've got plenty of time on their hands. It's still in the 3rd quarter. We've still got a whole quarter to go. Just keep it nice and simple. Wear them down, and eventually they will hopefully break.
Frankfurt had the last score of the first half. They had the first score of the second half. Important for Barcelona to reestablish their momentum. And Jay Walker sneaking again from 3rd and short for the first down. Everybody in the middle line on top of Jay Walker. And he's a bull, 6'4", 230 pounds.
You hate playing against big quarterbacks because you can tackle them and they can embarrass you. They can embarrass you because they can later put a lick back on you and make you look like a fool.
Lewis Age, 6'7", 340 pounds. The offensive line averages 310 for Barcelona. 1st and 10. Mickles again cutting down to about the 6-yard line. About a 4-yard pickup for Joe Mickles inside. Sean Smith, the outside linebacker, coming over to make the stop. Will bring up about 2nd and about 6 for the Dragons. 2nd and goal from the 6. Best crowd of the season, over 21,000 for the Barcelona Dragons here at the Olympic Stadium, overlooking the city of Barcelona. 3 wide receivers. Ball's on the 6-yard line, 2nd and goal. Joe Mickles, the lone setback. Naked bootleg, Jay Walker, he's going to run it. Tucks it under his shoulder, goes high, comes down. They're going to mark it just short of the goal line, but Jay Walker, Tom Cavallo makes the stop. Jack Kellogg, the quarterback, in there. Jack Kellogg coming up fast. New England Patriots don't like to see Jay Walker do this.
No, but they'll be glad to know that this guy's got guts. He wants to win. He isn't worried about his body. All he's worried about is trying to win this game. And you can see from there, that will lift his team as well. To see the quarterback going in there, trying to hurt everybody else, try to get the points, it can only lift the offense.
And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. The Dragons 13, the Galaxy 23, and the Dragons on the doorstep of another touchdown. We'll be right back.
Sam used every wall in the house for a backboard.
Yeah, he looks just like me anyway,
so I think he got that from me. He can do that maneuvering and get by. I like to see Kenny when he steals it. He can steal a ball. Ow! 58 feet out. Swish. He makes me feel 10 feet tall just to talk about him. Kenny would get it. Guess he got it from his mother.
That a player gets himself in shape, ready to play, weight training and all of the other things that improve a player to get him ready to play the game are certainly at the highest level that they've ever been. But when you go back to basics, and that's the old way of saying it, you have to go back to basics, and that's blocking and that's tackling.
NFL Sunday Ticket. Up to 13 NFL games each Sunday. To sign up, call DirecTV at 1-800-781-4DTV.
Let there be football.
This month, Direct Ticket invites you to ride the waves and surf the slopes with 2 great titles that deliver a double helping of fun. First, forget Baywatch.
Oh my God.
You haven't seen real babes on the beach until you check out the hilarious antics of the Bikini Squad. Then, hit the slopes and see who can claim the title of King of the Mountain. In the sexy sequel, Ski School 2. It's a double dose of sun, surf, and snow with the Bikini Squad and Ski School 2. Playing this month on Direct Ticket.
Frankfurt 23, Barcelona 13, but the Dragons have the ball inside the 1-yard line, 3rd and goal. And the winner of this game goes to Amsterdam and the World Bowl to play the Amsterdam Admirals at the Olympic Stadium in Amsterdam. Amsterdam leading Rhine 7-0 in Dusseldorf in the first quarter. Sanjay Beach with the touchdown. And Jay Walker, second effort, gets the touchdown. Every time it's short yardage, Jay Walker goes up the middle, and Jay Walker gets the score. You know, you almost thought they might have gone to the well once too much with the quarterback sneak because he got stopped on the first move, but second effort took him over. Even the crowd was slow reacting.
This shows the strength of Jay Walker. You knew he wanted to score that touchdown after he didn't get in it initially. That just shows the power and the strength and the determination of the fact that he wants to win this game. Hey, there's no tomorrow. There's no tomorrow. This is the game today.
Exactly. High snap, Walker handled it, Zarate put the extra point through, so it's 23-20. The Dragons are within a field goal of Frankfurt. I remember we said...
Jay almost fumbles the ball, but hey, this shows the strength of the offensive linemen as they powered and got him in there.
I was going to say, remember we said against Amsterdam, that was the key play on a sneak where they were simply trying to get the first down. He fumbled the ball, and it cost Barcelona deeply. But Walker's in this time. Look at the determination on that face.
Yeah, he's happy.
12 plays, 66 yards. They work 6 minutes of the clock. Jay Walker, quarterback sneak for the score. And Barcelona is a field goal behind the Galaxy and in need of a stop defensively.
This is what I mean. This is what I believe they should have done in the first place. They have no rush. They've got a full quarter ahead of them. Only 3 points down now. They've got to stick to the game plan and pound out the ball, and wear out the Frankfurt's defensive linemen. But on the other side as well, Barcelona have to contain Frankfurt's offense. They have to find some way of slowing them down.
It may be a bad sign or a bad omen, but at Roland Garros today, Steffi Graf beat Arantxa Sanchez Vicario in 3 sets. So Germany beat Spain once today.
Oh, well, I don't believe in omens.
Zarate's kick is a low one. It's taken on the move by Brasher, the tight end. He laterals it back, and Mike Bellamy's forced out of bounds at about the 39-yard line by Joe Johnson. Just a reminder of the standings right now, the second half in the World League. The Admirals and Galaxy leading. Barcelona and the Monarchs and the Rhine Fire all 2-2, and the Claymores 0-4. But overall, the Admirals, who are in the World Bowl by winning the first half, the Galaxy and the Dragons tied for second. If they were tied, first half records would go to the Dragons. But the winner of this game will go to the World Bowl. 1st and 10 for Frankfurt. Justin, Nate Bolton, the lone setback. Justin looking downfield, a nice catch if they give it to him by Mario Bailey. Thomas and Turner on the coverage. Bailey grabbed that one and had it down on the ground.
Again, they had plenty of time to find his receivers, but the receiver did a good job here because he went up and looked and just felt the field, because obviously the team were playing zone, Barcelona were playing zone, and he just felt the field and was able to get the good catch.
Do you think the defender had a point? He thought that as he came down, he trapped it on the ground.
I felt it was a good catch.
1st and 10 at the 49. Justin to Bolton coming out of the backfield, and Kevin O'Brien's there to bring him down for a gain of about 4. And that see Kevin O'Brien back in.
Well, that was good. That was a good play by the defensive unit of Barcelona, because for the first time that I've seen, they have had somebody on Nate Bolton as he swings out, and they have to carry on doing this to try and nullify him from the offense.
Kevin O'Brien got hurt in the first half. He played a couple of plays at the end of the half. This is his first appearance in the second half. Injured an ankle. 5 defensive backs in for Barcelona. 3 wide receivers for Frankfurt. Justin, quick drop, looking outside, has Bobby Olive. Bobby Olive with room, has the first down and more. Pushed out of bounds at the 34-yard line by J.B. Brown.
It just shows how good a quarterback Justin is, because he only took a 2-step drop, and before you knew it, the ball was gone, and it was right in the hands of the receiver.
As we told you, more than 21,000 here in Barcelona. Turned into a really nice afternoon. It was overcast when the game started, but the skies are blue now and the sun is shining.
Still cold though.
Trevor's got the sweater, he's got the jacket, he's got the shirt. He came in shorts and had a change. On first down now, Nate Bolton. They had him behind the line of scrimmage, but he squirms through, picks up about 3. Thomas, the free safety, on the stop.
I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with this Nate Bolton. This guy's showed some serious moves. I mean, I've been criticizing the Barcelona tackles, but in saying that as well, I mean, he's been making a lot of people miss, and he's just a great back.
For the last 2 years, Nate Bolton's been tormenting defenses in the Canadian League, where he's played for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers as a wide receiver. He's doing the job at running back here. Justin to Bobby Olive, and Olive's got another first down. Brown again pushes him out of bounds, but they come back on second down, same play to Bobby Olive.
You can see the pattern that Frankfurt are doing now. It's just simple plays, keep it simple. We've got the lead. You know, we'll run, we'll do nice little simple passes, we'll take advantage of the cushion that Barcelona's defensive backs are allowing us, and we'll just keep playing it until they adjust.
And the worst pass defense in the league, the Barcelona Dragons, worst overall defense, and you see why. They depend on the turnover to keep them in the game. Galaxy on first down, Bolton coming out of the backfield, but Justin looks downfield, he has his man. It's Mario Bailey, he's tackled by Eric Turner and Thomas, the safety.
That was great poise. That was great poise by the quarterback. As you can see, he had plenty of time and chose his receivers. Receivers doing a great job of getting open.
And Eric Turner giving him a lot of room.
Oh, could be a late hit.
Kevin O'Brien gets away with that one. But it's 1st and goal now at the 5 for the Frankfurt Galaxy. They lead by 3 in the 4th quarter. And Justin on the bootleg.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Werner Hippler. His second of the game, his first 2 catches of the year. Werner Hippler, the German tight end.
As a fellow national player, I feel very happy for him. To come in here and do a great job. 2 touchdowns.
Tommy Thigpen, the man on the coverage, but it wasn't enough as Werner Hippler came over on the bootleg, and this is the play Barcelona killed Ryan with last week. The Galaxy have killed Barcelona with it right here. Darren Alcorn will attempt the extra point. Jack Kellogg will hold. Right up the middle. 7 more for the Frankfurt Galaxy, and the Galaxy now lead the Barcelona Dragons 30-20. Let's take another look at the touchdown. Justin to Hippler, touchdown Frankfurt.
Hey, 49er fans. Your team just completed a record-breaking season. Player of the Year Steve Young and Jerry Rice paced the league's best offense, while Deion Sanders tightened up the D. Together, they won an unprecedented 5th Super Bowl. So, 49er fans, what do you do for an encore? The official 49ers championship video is available now.
I like these calm little moments before the storm.
A ruthless cop who crossed the line. An innocent girl who escaped the hit.
Find her.
A professional assassin
Help me, I'll die tonight.
who's about to change the odds.
Bring me everyone.
The Professional.
A direct ticket.
Frankfurt lead Barcelona by 10 in the fourth quarter. Winner goes to the World Bowl. Werner Hippler on the kickoff. He's the man who scored the last touchdown for Frankfurt. Alcorn's kick is short. Tyree Davis takes it at the 12, heads up the left sideline. Cuts back over the middle, he's got some room. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line. Brown with the tackle, Craig Thomas on the assist. Here's another look at the touchdown.
The key to this play is the play action. As you can see, the whole Barcelona defense moves to the play action, which allows Hippel to be wide open.
And Eric Lindstrom had hit Hippler as he came out, but he let him go. Big Pen couldn't come over in time from the inside. And the Galaxy now 30 points, better than their season average, and they're the top scoring team in the league. First and 10 at the 40 for the Dragons, 3 wide receivers. Joe Mickles picks up the rush. Walker has to come up, he's gonna run out of the pocket now. He's going to be pushed out of bounds by Mike Stonebreaker and Nate Dingle after a pickup of about 3 for Jay Walker.
That was good coverage by the defensive backs of Frankfurt. It only enabled him to go only 2 yards, but that will give Frankfurt a lot of heart and take some of it away from Barcelona.
Demetrius Davis is in at tight end for the Dragons. Joey Mickey on the sidelines, 3 wide receivers. Joe Mickles the setback. 5 defensive backs for the Galaxy, 4-2 they show. Dingle's coming. Walker's back to pass. Tyree Davis wants the interference call on Chris Hall.
I felt that was pretty close myself. I felt that he just about got there just before the ball was there.
Chris Hall and Jack Kellogg, one of the top pairs. And look at the total yards. Frankfurt complete domination and only a 10-point lead. Take away the defensive touchdowns from Barcelona, and it's a 17-point lead, which reflects the score. So it's third down and about 7 for the Dragons. Walker's a little bit behind on the cut by Tyree Davis. Chris Hall was there again to break it up, and it's going to be a punting situation for the Dragons and a big stop for the Frankfurt Galaxy.
Yeah, most definitely. I said earlier that Barcelona have got to try and keep their poise. I think at the present moment now, they've got back into that anxious mode because now they're in the fourth quarter and they're 10 points down. It seems to me now they're trying to force the ball. They've got to try and keep patient, and the defense have got to make a stand. They've got to try and give the offense something to work to.
Bobby Olive, the lone back. Zerati's left-footed punt. It's a low one, and Olive takes it on the run. He's going to be thrown out of bounds.
That was a key tackle because all he had in front of him then was daylight.
By Mario Henry, and was a flag just behind the tackle. I gave the signal for an invalid fair catch signal, but it's not that because it's against Barcelona. So it's an ineligible, it's a coverage call again. We've seen a lot of this in the World League. They're going to take the choice between punting again. All right. The rule is the inside lineman cannot leave the line of scrimmage until the ball's kicked. So the coverage is down too early, and the penalty will go against the Dragons.
There were 2 fouls on the play, an ineligible downfield on the kicking team, and a 5-yard face mask during the run on the kicking team. The accepted penalty is a 5-yard penalty from the end of the run, first down.
So they get out of it only losing 5 yards on the 2 penalties. The face mask, the inadvertent face mask, and the ineligible coverage downfield. But it gives Frankfurt even better field position now. First down at the 35. Brasher's the tight end, 3 wide receivers. Nate Bolton, the lone setback. Justin back to throw, puts it up in the air for Bobby Olive. And Olive gives J.B. Brown a knock, and he's the only man with it. Brown is down. Olive's looking to cut inside. And just outside, just before the goal line, he's pushed out of bounds by Thomas. And Olive, you see, doing what he wanted to do last week against Scotland, get that ball in the corner of the end zone.
As you can see from this play, Bobby Olive takes the, and obviously he's doing the fade. The quarterback does a really good job at the present moment, but he makes the big mistake of taking his eyes off Bobby Olive and losing complete sight of the ball and Bobby, allowing Bobby to get the free catch.
And you saw that just that little hand by Bobby Olive distracted J.B. Brown enough, so he lost the ball. And even though it was underthrown, Olive was able to come up with a catch.
You're always taught when you're playing against a fade, you're always taught to try and watch the receiver's eyes, but also keep a bit of your hand on the receiver so you know exactly where he is. On that play, he didn't do that.
Frankfurt take a timeout to talk about the next play, to give Bobby Olive a bit of a rest after the celebration, but it's a tough one now for the Barcelona Dragons because they're going to go down by a big margin with not much time to come back.
Exactly, it's going to take them right out of their rhythm.
And Bobby Olive, who was just behind Tyree Davis of Barcelona coming into the game, has now taken over the lead. And look at that, you don't get much closer than that. Same average, only 12 yards between them.
Obviously why both defenses was really concerned with the passing attack that both teams possess, and it's shown here today.
6 catches for 67 yards for Bobby Olive today. And in total yards receiving, look at that, passing yards. Unbelievable. Frankfurt, 432 yards passing, just taking Barcelona apart. Receiving yards, 5 of the top 7 guys in the league are in this game. Bobby Olive at number 2 coming into the game. Mario Henry at number 7 for the Galaxy. But it's 1st and goal with the ball at the 1. And Nate Bolton on the outside spins in for the touchdown. Kevin O'Brien met him initially, but Bolton, too much momentum. And it's 36-20, and Frankfurt have opened up a cushion.
Most definitely. Now it's taken Barcelona right out of their rhythm now, right out of their game plan. They're going to have to play catch-up, which means they're going to have to try and take risks and try and get back into this ball game. And time is not on their side now. And from the way the defense is playing, it doesn't seem like they can stop Frankfurt's offense. But with regards to the stats, the key stats is down to the fact that Frankfurt's offensive line gives them so much time.
Kellogg holds, Alcorn's kick goes through the middle. So Frankfurt now lead 37-20. And let's take another look at Nate Bolton.
Where a ball will be great. You see Nate Bolton's going off tackle, and he just follows his blocking. And you're always told as a running back, as soon as you see that gap, you take it.
Eric Turner came up, the cornerback came up fast to make the stop.
But here's the blocking. The blocking takes them right in.
And the double team, the 2 tight ends, Hippler and Brasher, they blocked down on 91, Kevin O'Brien.
Most definitely, they sucked the defensive line in totally, which gave Bolton the opportunity of going outside or inside.
So a big day for Nate Bolton. Nate Crazy Legs Bolton, rushing, receiving, and the touchdown pass.
Great display by him today. Great display. You've earned the mantle of Mr. Offensive.
4th quarter lead, Frankfurt, 17 points. The Dragons need a big score. Jack Bicknell, a wry smile on his face. I think Tyree Davis is back. Single setback to take the kick from Darren Alcorn. Alcorn gets a good one away. Davis will take it at his own 2. Gets a block from Thibaut Giroux, and he's got some room on the outside.
Great tackle.
But Jack Kellogg makes a big stop. Jack Kellogg at full stretch just pushes Tyree Davis over because he had running room.
Most definitely. That was one of the most important tackles of the game today, because if he didn't get him then, he was gone. Totally gone.
Tyree Davis coming up, and he gets the block from Giroux there.
He did a good job of changing his course, but Kellogg just about got enough of him to bring him down.
Jack Kellogg based on his season in the World League, you've got to think he's going to see playing time for the 49ers this coming NFL season. So now the Dragons with their backs to the wall, 1st and 10 at the 23, and Walker's got to throw. And that one was close to being picked off.
At the present moment, it just does not seem that Barcelona have got any confidence at the present moment at all. The balls are going their way. The receivers are not running the patterns properly. They need to step it up now.
And a big play from the other corner, Chris Hall, who stepped up there. Nearly had the interception. The pass was intended for Mario Henry, but Kellogg and Hall throughout the season have been one of the top pairs of corners in the World League. The Galaxy sitting back with 5 defensive backs, letting Barcelona come to them. The Dragons, they know, have to put the ball in the air. And Walker drilled that one to Tyree Davis, but the ball bounced out. Kellogg on the coverage. Nothing's going the Dragons' way now.
At the present moment, from what I can see, it seems like the Barcelona receivers are playing right into the hands of the defensive backs of Frankfurt, because they're all going deep and they're leaving a massive gap in the middle. But they're not taking advantage of that gap. They're always going deep. But the defensive backs have got it covered. They need to alter the patterns. They need to show some variation.
Jay Walker, the key there, only 125 yards. 3rd down, still a 4-man rush from Frankfurt. And Walker looked underneath, as you said, Trev, but it was overthrown. Dixon on the coverage, Shelby Hill, the intended receiver. And it's another 3 and out for Barcelona, and there's not much you can do about it. Jack McNeil hands over the walkie-talkie for calling the offensive plays.
Barcelona needs to get back to the huddle and just start thinking about what they really want from this game, because they're still in the game. The game ain't over until it's over. They've got to go back and try and instill some desire into the offensive unit and try and get some points on the board.
Zarady with the low punt, taken by Olive. And he's met by Eric Lindstrom on the tackle. And what you say is absolutely right. The Dragons need a big play. They need something, because they're trailing by 17. Frankfurt 37, Barcelona 20. Don't go away.
You can delegate it to your assistants and hope that they do it, but I've always paid a lot of attention to detail. I just feel that you can't let anything go unnoticed. You have to practice in order to expect your players to perform. So I try to put them in as many situations, game situations, as I can during the week in practice.
NFL Sunday Ticket, up to 13 NFL games each Sunday. To sign up, call DirecTV at 1-800-781-4DTV.
Let there be football.
Now that you've given her away, you'll always cherish the memories. You'll always remember the joy. And you'll never forget the bill.
$220 for parsley?
But hey, isn't that why you got Visa Gold in the first place? With all the purchase power to handle any occasion. Even the most precious. Visa Gold, it's everywhere you want to be.
Take a deep breath. Count to 10. And get ready.
What is going on here?
To take the fall. Charlie Sheen.
Are you out of your mind? Yes! Yes, I am!
Nastasha Kinski.
How do you stop this thing?
Terminal Velocity.
Playing this month on Direct Ticket.
Welcome back to Barcelona, where the Dragons trail the Frankfurt Galaxy 20-37. The winner of this game goes to the World Bowl. Right now it looks like Frankfurt. Jay Walker, they've got to put offense together. They need a big play from their defense. Frankfurt's got the ball 1st and 10 at their own 48. And Ingo Seibert, the German running back, shakes off the first tackle, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and maybe picks up a yard. Eric Turner on the tackle. Going into today, this is how the giveaway takeaway stood Barcelona and Frankfurt both take the ball away more than they give it up, which is not good news for the Dragons because they need to get the ball back from Frankfurt.
Most definitely. Now, the defense have got to step up. They've got to try and make the big play on this drive today now. They've got to try and instill some life back into their team. Big series for them.
Seibert with the carry again.
There you go.
And a big play from Tommy Thigpen blitzing through. We heard Jack McNell during the timeout saying that if they don't go two tight ends, send those outside linebackers. Tommy Thigpen came through and he hands Seibert a loss. Back to the 43-yard line. That'll bring up third down and about 14 for the Galaxy.
I think you can bet your life that they're going to keep the ball on the ground now to chew off the clock.
Barcelona have 6 defensive backs in the game. Justin goes back to throw. And he's got his man, and there's running room.
Bye-bye.
Mario Bailey brought down by Shelby Hill from behind. But Mario Bailey with the big catch coming underneath and taking it for big yardage. And Frankfurt is back on the verge of scoring.
A brilliant play again. You stink them down, and they've always got somebody open to catch the ball. Nice little post pattern there. I don't know where the defensive backs were, but he had plenty of time again to catch the ball and then run.
This one's really got to kill the Barcelona Dragons. They had the big play on second down on 3rd and long, and Shelby Hill, who is not a defensive back by trade, just didn't come up fast enough from the corner. Ingo Seibert runs into the line on the left, picks up about a yard, met by the whole left side of the Barcelona defense. Ken Alexander, the inside linebacker, was the man there at the bottom of the pile, along with Joe Johnson and Jack McNell. And he's got to be thinking that play may well have put this game away for the Galaxy.
Well, as a coach, he should never show any kind of worry to his players, obviously, because he wants to keep his players up, because, like I said, the game ain't over till it's over. Anything can happen, turnovers and whatnot.
2nd and goal at the 6. Seibert again goes up the middle. He's got a little bit of running room, gets to about the 3 before he's met. Sean Thomas coming up from the free safety. Number 20 making the stop. That'll bring up 3rd and goal. And it's been an up and down season for Jack McNell. They've lost a lot of close games they thought they should have won. They've come back and won when they had to, including a very improbable win up in Scotland when they had no running backs. But right now, the Galaxy, who have never lost in Olympic Stadium, look like they're going to continue that streak and advance to Olympic Stadium in Amsterdam. Seibert for the 3rd straight time, and he burrows down for the touchdown, and that ices it for the Frankfurt Galaxy. Chris Kroon's on the tackle, but the Galaxy have burst this game wide open in the 4th quarter.
Most definitely, and again, it's another national player who scored, so that'll be good for the German fans back home. Here we go. But this game now, you can argue that it's all over.
And Ingo Seibert, who plays for the Munich Cowboys, it's his 3rd touchdown of the season. We saw him get one up in Scotland on a 12-yard run last week. Darren Alcorn will again attempt the extra point with Jack Kellogg holding.
Whoops.
And we've got just a little bit of RG there. Bob Rasher saying, hey, what did he do? Watch Ingo Seibert now going into the end zone.
You're always told as a running back that you always follow your blocks, and as soon as you see daylight, then you go. And you can see Seibert here now. He just follows his blocks and looks for daylight and then plunges over the line. But that was great offensive line play there. They got onto their blocks and just forced them back. No penetration by Barcelona at all, which just shows how good the blocking was for Frankfurt.
And they ran right. You saw the right guard, Mark Dixon, with nobody to block. Ingo Seibert from Munich, his 3rd touchdown of the season, and a 44-20 lead for the Frankfurt Galaxy, who have taken a 3-point game and broken it open in the 4th quarter.
No question about it. There are times where you want to stand back and applaud when you see the great plays made by great players. And, you know, on your football team, you're going to applaud a little bit harder, but you still acknowledge and you recognize great plays made by players on the opponent's football team.
NFL Sunday Ticket. Up to 13 NFL games each Sunday. To sign up, call DirecTV at 1-800-781-4DTV.
Let there be football.
And to this reporter, it's obvious that these strike negotiations are going nowhere fast.
Well, I've had just about enough. Let's go. Excuse me. Love the shoes.
What were we thinking? After you. No, after you.
Life is good.
When you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good.
Our work here is done.
Play ball.
Kick off this summer with a celebration of Americana. Wave the flag and salute the red, white, and blue. Pay tribute to our country's great leaders and blast off for one great summer. World Rec Ticket.
Tyree Davis going back for the Dragons. He's received a lot of kickoffs today. And Darren Alcorn, the Galaxy kicker, he's kicked off quite a few times. And Cowboy Jack McNell, for the first time in his World League career, looks like he will not be going to the playoffs. Alcorn's kick sails through the end zone. We have not seen a touchback in a long time in the World League, but Darren Alcorn got the win behind that one. Barcelona will take over 1st and 10 at the 20. And next week, it'll be the World Bowl. The Amsterdam Admirals against what looks like the Frankfurt Galaxy from Olympic Stadium in Amsterdam. Ticket hotline 3-1 for the Netherlands, 2-0 for Amsterdam, 679-1010. Russ McCullough, the big right tackle, they followed into the end zone, number 79, and over on the Dragons bench, Sean Thomas, the free safety. They know it's a different game here. They need to score quick. They need a turnover at the other end. Walker comes underneath. Tyree Davis has the ball. He'll be short of the first down. Chris Hall on the coverage. Demetrius Davis was going deep there, but he's limping down the field. They let him go.
This is a great position for defensive players to be in now because they know they can just let it rip. Our defensive linemen will just all they do is just go straight after the quarterback. Defensive backs know it's going to go into the air, and it'll be one-on-one, mano-mano. It'll be a great competition out there for the defensive unit.
A score here for the Dragons, and they're back in the game. They would still need a big turnover, but that happens in this league. If you're watching, don't go away, because as soon as this game's over, we'll be going over to White Hart Lane in London, where the battle for Britain is taking place between the London Monarchs and the Scottish Claymores. And Nick Halling will be there with James Thornton to bring you that one. And you see the total yardage. Frankfurt Galaxy, 500 yards just about in total offense. Pretty balanced, half by half, but they've had the big plays when they needed it.
Most definitely.
An offside penalty against the Dragons. It's 1st and 15, nullifies that completion. Jay Walker with 4 wideouts. Looks deep. That's going to be broken up, intercepted by Chris Hall.
As I've said, plays right into the hands of Frankfurt's defense now. They know they've got to throw desperation passes. The lineman will just key on him and just try and go after him. The defensive backs are just there, sitting, knowing he's got to go deep, knowing he's got to try for big plays. And there's always going to be the chance that one of the passes are going to go AWire, as we've seen there now.
And Walker tried to float that one over Chris Hall to Mario Bailey. It was never going to get there.
No
Chris
way.
Hall had it the whole way. And the Galaxy will get the ball at Barcelona's 49. Justin drops back on first down. He's got Bobby Olive at about the 42-yard line. J.B. Brown wrestles him out of bounds. And Jay Walker just threw the interception. It's been a long day for him, and he knows it. The Dragons have been in a must-win situation for 3 weeks in a row. And this week, it looks like they won't do it.
No, and you got to give credit to the offensive units of Frankfurt. They've just played a simple game. Nothing elaborate, just nice and simple, taking advantage of the strengths or the weaknesses of the defense.
Justin back to throw on second down. Bobby Olive, same play. And Brad Bretz, that was the quarterback who played so well against Scotland last week, was the World League's Offensive Player of the Week. He came in after Justin was hurt on the first play. Those are the numbers he racked up. A very poised guy. He hadn't played at all. They'd only picked him up 2 weeks before. Ernie Stautner said, for some reason I felt calm putting him in, and Bretz delivered. 1st and 10, ball at the 32. Bretz looks over the defense, hands to Seibert, and he's nailed by Keith Traylor behind the line of scrimmage for a loss. And you know, we talked to Stautner yesterday, and almost the first thing he said was he didn't think the Galaxy had gotten enough respect from the league. They were a slow starting team, but he said they've been playing really well in the second half, but the league never expected us to play well.
Well, they've proved everybody wrong today, well, through this season, and especially today, because they've actually come out and controlled the game on both sides of the ball. Offensively, they've mixed it up, played simple football, and the same on defense. They haven't allowed the offensive unit of Barcelona to overrun them at all.
2nd and long, Seibert coming out of the backfield, but that one was knocked down by Eric Lindstrom on the pass rush. Broke that one up. That'll bring a 3rd and long.
Well, they've certainly earned my respect today. It's the first time I've seen them play, but they've played an absolutely superb game of football.
And the Galaxy, who always finished behind the Dragons in the World League in 91 and 92, they're going to change that today.
Well, they've laid that ghost today, most definitely. I mean, they've always been unlucky. They had the destiny in their own hands in 91, and they failed to produce, given the opportunity to Barcelona. But now they've taken it. They've had the opportunity again, and they've taken it.
3rd and long. It looked like Keith Traylor stepped offside for Barcelona, and Ingo Seibert is going to be short of the 1st down, but picked up about 10 running off right tackle. Eric Turner, the cornerback, came up to make the tackle, but it looked like Traylor had stepped offside for the Dragons. That's what the signal is from Larry Nemmers.
He looks like he wants to go home now.
We've got a Galaxy player down. Looks like, is that Seibert?
Defense, nose guard offside. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. We'll replay 3rd down.
So the run will be nullified. They take the penalty. They'll get 3rd down in about 8. Byron Bonds played nose tackle and then moved to defensive end for the Dragons. The Dragons defense has been out on the field a long time today.
Most definitely. The offensive unit hasn't been able to produce long sustaining drives to give the Barcelona defense a breather. It's been all defense for Barcelona, and Frankfurt have just let them pay. They've pounded them with the pass, pounded them with the run. They've totally controlled the game today.
I don't know why Mario Bailey's laughing like that, but it looks like he's okay. Let's see what happens. He throws a kiss to the defenders. Seibert's on the run.
Oh, his own man hit him.
Seibert's helmet right in the small of the back.
I mean, he's saying, God damn, I don't mind being hit by a defender, but my own man.
A big day for Mario Bailey, as you see, 6 catches for 150 yards, 1 touchdown. And Mario Bailey and Bobby Olive, Mike Bellamy, 3 good wide receivers. The 2 best passing attacks in the league went head-to-head, and it's Frankfurt who've come out on top. Brad Bretz, the quarterback, gives to Seibert on the delay. Had a little running room, but ran into the middle. Byron Bonds was there. Kevin O'Brien helped out. That'll bring up a 4th down.
Timeout. Injury.
got another player down on the offensive line. It's the center, Toby Mills, for Frankfurt. And Toby Mills, absolutely essential. He's really the rock in the center of that offensive line for the Galaxy, as well as being their snapper on both place kicks and punts. He's had a very good season, very solid player. 2 years in the Cowboys camp, where Brad Bretz was also in attendance, so they're used to taking snaps with each other.
He probably just wants a breather.
What a cynic.
Yeah, there you go, I'll be all right.
And we'll have to see who comes in at center, because Frankfurt don't actually list a backup center. It's strictly an emergency proposition for them. So it looks like Kip Vickers, the tackle, is going to move in at center, and his first task is going to be an easy one, because they're not going to kick on fourth down. They're just going to keep possession of the ball.
Fumble.
And Brett's, and you know what that's attributable to. And so as Kip Vickers and Brad Bretz get their signals crossed, the ball goes over to Barcelona, and look at the numbers on those Frankfurt receivers. The three wideouts in Nate Bolton out of the backfield. The killer bees, Mario Bailey, Mike Bellamy, Nate Bolton, and B for Bobby Olive.
The receivers need to go and buy their offensive lineman a big pint today, because the offensive lineman has given the quarterback time for them to find his receivers. They've done an excellent job. But the other thing I like to mention about Frankfurt is that in no time did they allow Barcelona to take momentum. Every time Barcelona looked like they were going to get momentum, Frankfurt just wrenched it away from them and gained it themselves. Barcelona could never hold on to it.
That big drive at the end of the second quarter, just before halftime, Frankfurt scored. Tony Saka's in at quarterback now for the Dragons, and that pass is in and out.
Going on about it again. Even when Barcelona scored that interception, that touchdown off a fumble recovery, it looked like they had the momentum. But again, Frankfurt just marched the ball straight down the field with 18 seconds to go and scored a touchdown.
Bobby Olive, the intended receiver, that was broken up, came in and out. C.J. Walker on the sidelines. His day's over. Saka's got 4 wideouts. Barcelona need a miracle at this point. He's back to pass. And again, that one's intercepted as it came through the hands. D'Andre Owens with the interception and takes it out of bounds. And nothing's going right for Barcelona there. That pass was there as well. Right through the receiver's hands and right into the hands of D'Andre Owens.
The concentration level is just totally gone now from Barcelona. They've resigned themselves to losing this game. And my coach always tell me, no matter how bad you're losing, you always give 100%, because there's always a chance that you could always get injured. So you always give 100%, concentrate on every play. On that play now, it just didn't look like he was concentrating at all.
In on defense now for the Barcelona Dragons is Ivan Imbernon, the star of the Spanish league, number 66, playing on the defensive end on the bottom of your screen. Brad Bretz at quarterback, and he hands to Ingo Seibert, the German running back, who's got a lot of blocking in front of him. And he picks up good yardage around the right. Tackled by Eric Turner, the cornerback.
The blocking on that play there was absolutely superb. Picture textbook. And it's always nice as a running back to know that you got blockers to follow. And on that play, he had 3-4 blockers moving forward in front of him. He could pick and choose if he wanted to go outside, inside, or whatever. That was excellent blocking from the lineman.
And Seibert's down, and Werner Hippler, the German tight end, has come over, maybe to translate for the medics as they come. But we should say too, Seibert, I mean, it's the end of the game, but he's not in here as Pine Time because he's moved ahead of Craig Thomas on the depth chart. He's the second running back that they've been using.
He's done a very, very good job. I mean, he's got the ball, he's moved positively, he's got positive yardage.
And let's take a look at Seibert now. See if we can see how he got injured. Look at that blocking. He's got everybody out in front of him.
Yeah, they made him pay for it.
Yeah, it looked like head-on-head from Eric Turner.
It was a fair play. They made him pay for it.
Eric Turner flying in, helmet against helmet. Seibert's up and okay. And again, because they stopped the clock, he's got to come off. There's Ivan Imbernone. You saw the back of his head at the start of the show with 66 carved into his hair. As we said, he's the star of the Spanish League. One of the biggest and best linemen there, although at 250 pounds, he's not one of the biggest here.
And unfortunately, I just watched him. He got blown away from that play. Just 71 just rocked him back 5-6 yards.
Moke Simon made the tackle as Kip Vickers, who's an NFL veteran, allocated from the Colts, said there's a difference between the NFL and the Spanish League, Ivan.
You may be a national player, but that don't mean nothing to me.
Looks like Bobby Olive's looks like he's started his celebrations, but he's got his shoulder pads off. He's not coming back in. They're taking the home videos.
Let's go, 6-6, get him back.
The Dragons are coming up the middle. Craig Thomas.
There you go, there you go.
Looks like he got the first down. Kevin O'Brien in on the tackle. And we're about to have the 2-minute warning here. Jack McNeil looking on as his Barcelona Dragons try to hold. Once again, Frankfurt knocking at the door. And the Frankfurt Galaxy look like they're advancing to the World Bowl. They lead the Dragons 44-20. And we'll be right back.
Abilities are on the sideline. If I want or need any information from up above, I can always get it from my assistant coach on the sideline that's got a headset on. But when I go into a game, I want to be totally prepared on each and every situation that I'm confronted with, and I don't want interference or listening to what somebody else thinks.
NFL Sunday Ticket. Up to 13 NFL games each Sunday. To sign up, call DirecTV at 1-800-781-4DTV.
Let there be football.
An unexpected guest has arrived.
Something unusual was reported entering our atmosphere last night.
And soon, everyone's life will be transformed.
What the hell is that?
A visitor, I presume.
It's looking for a home. All I know is really you.
If it's not, you know what to do.
The Puppet Masters.
This month on Direct Ticket.
Welcome back to Barcelona. Dragons coach Jack McNeil. His team's losing 44-20, and the Frankfurt Galaxy will go to their first World Bowl unless something amazing happens in the last 2 minutes of this game. Paul Call is in Spanish safety for the Dragons. The Galaxy will play the Admirals at the Olympic Stadium in Amsterdam next Saturday. Ingo Seibert carries the ball on the right side, comes close to first down yardage, inside the 10. A big game for Ingo, the German running back. Bobby Olive celebrating. He's been celebrating for about 5 minutes already. Russ McCullough, the big offensive tackle, was hurt on the last play. Before that, as we went to break, it looked like he took a shot right on his right elbow, tossed his helmet down in disgust, headed for the sidelines. Second and short. Brett's hands to Seibert again. Looks like he's got the first down or close to it. Eric Lindstrom on the stop along with the center of the line. And Ernie Stoutner, he hasn't probably had too many games. That's not Ernie Stoutner, not by a long shot, as they get C.L. Whittington. You don't dare do that to Ernie Stoutner. There's Ernie. Yeah, glad you got wet, not me. You know, they throw the Gatorade at Ernie. Ernie turns around and says, stop. And the Gatorade just stops in midair, drops to the ground. Seibert again on the carry. Imbernone with the tackle, number 66. Help from Sean Thomas. Seibert down to about the 6-yard line.
I've got to take my hat off to the offensive linemen of Frankfurt. They have done a great job all day. Run blocking and pass blocking, they have totally dominated the game. You can't say enough good things about their performance today.
It's been an underrated offensive line, but Paul Justin, and he had trouble the first half of the season because of that, but they settled down, and look at those numbers. That's a Galaxy record, a season record as well, and Brad Bretz is just going to stop the clock. Just going to let the clock run out, I should say, but that's the game. The Frankfurt Galaxy have defeated the Barcelona Dragons. Final score, 44-20. Jack McNell heads across the field to congratulate Ernie Stautner. And Ernie Stautner, this is his first head coaching job outdoors. He coached 1 year in arena football, 45 years in the game, and now he's taking his team to the World Bowl final against the Amsterdam Admirals, and he's done it in the most impressive way possible.
Most definitely. I mean, his first year, luckily he's got a great defensive coordinator who's also been there in Ray Wilsey. As a team, they've done an absolutely superb job.
You saw Jay Walker getting a little congratulation from Jack Kellogg on the sideline. The Galaxy fans, and there's been about 300 or 400 of them here who made the trip, but there'll be a lot more than that in Frankfurt next week, in Amsterdam next week, when they take on the Amsterdam Admirals in the World Bowl final. Once again, just in case you want to go to Amsterdam and see what is going to be a hot game, the Galaxy and Admirals split the season series, 1 win apiece. Ticket hotline in Amsterdam, 679-1010. 4 tickets. The final score from the Olympic Stadium in Barcelona, the Frankfurt Galaxy 44, the Barcelona Dragons 20. From Trev and me, that's it.
Good night.
Sam used every wall in the house for a backboard.
Yeah, he looks just like me anyway, so I think he got that from me.
That's my boy! He can do that maneuvering and get by.
I like to see Kenny when he steals it.
He can steal a ball. Ow! 58 feet out. Swish. He makes me feel 10 feet tall just to talk about him.
Kenny would get it.
Guess he got it from his mother.
A lot of men who go off to war,
A father's struggle
they just don't come back the same.
to make peace with his past
If you're looking for a fight, I'll fight you right now.
But I don't believe in fighting.
will teach his children
No, that's enough.
It's self-defense, Dad.
the true meaning of courage.
This is our house. Don't you think we ought to fight for it? Don't you recall a thing Daddy's taught us?
Elijah Wood, Kevin Costner, The War.
Playing this month on Direct Ticket.
It's the last week of the World League 95 season, and now there are just 2 teams left in the race for the remaining World Bowl place. The cameras are all focused on Barcelona to see whether the Galaxy or the Dragons will go to the World Bowl. The Admirals will be looking to cruise onto their World Bowl on the crest of a winning wave as they take on the Fire this week. Meanwhile, it's the British bragging rights that are at stake when the Monarchs take on the Claymores at White Hart Lane. We also take a look at the shotgun and, of course, the best plays and hits, so let's do it. It was a do-or-die situation for both the Barcelona Dragons and the Frankfurt Galaxy. The winner, quite simply, would go to the World Bowl. Ernie Stautner and his Galaxy came to the match cool, calm, and collected.
The thing I know about our team is they have a lot of character. And I know that they can come back. And when they make up their mind to play well, they do.
This is what you play for. You know, it's for the World Bowl, it's for the championship, and basically it's for the opportunity to play against Amsterdam.
Jack Bucknell has a good team because when he lost a lot of people last week and could come out and win the game, he's got a good team also. We're very glad to be in this position that we can control our own destiny.
So in the Olympic Stadium in Barcelona, only one head coach would leave for Amsterdam and the World Bowl after the next 4 quarters. In front of 21,000 fans, the teams took the field. It was the Galaxy's defense that dominated proceedings. Only his second sack in 3 games. It was a shock for Sky Walker. Then Stoutner saw his offense do their job. Paul Justin was back in as starting quarterback after last week's ankle injury. He quickly proved why he's the league's leading quarterback.
Frankfurt now with 3 wideouts. Nate Bolton alone setback. Justin looks for Bolton coming out of the backfield and doesn't have him, but he's got Bobby Olive downfield for the first down. Justin goes back to throw. Strickland is scrambling now, and he's got a receiver over the middle. It's Bob Brasher, the tight end, and he breaks away. Justin back to throw, looking quickly again. He's got time, and he's got Bellamy on a short pattern, and Bellamy's going to be stopped just short of a first down.
He even diced with danger himself.
Justin rolls out, and Justin's going to keep the ball. He's got the first down and more inside the 20.
Scrambling for 11 yards, but even with all the time in the world, Justin couldn't get the ball to the end zone, so Darren Alcorn was brought on to kick a 40-yard field goal. The Galaxy D gave the Dragons even more to think about as they stepped up the pressure.
Walker now on 1st and 10. A little bit of pressure. He's coming out of the pocket to run. And Jay Walker's going to pick up the first down and more. Walker back to throw. No one's open. He has to hold the ball, and he's sacked.
The score remained 3-0 at the end of the first quarter. Jack Bicknell seemed just a little disillusioned with his team.
What the hell are we doing? Jesus Christ.
Now it was time for Crazy Legs Nate Bolton to shine for the Galaxy.
Justin goes back to pass. Over the middle, Nate Bolton's open. When you give Nate Bolton running room, you can see what happens. Bolton's going to look to throw. He was a quarterback in high school.
Hello.
Bye-bye,
bye-bye.
Mario Bailey, and it's a touchdown for the Frankfurt Galaxy.
The point after was blocked, but the Dragons couldn't disguise the fact that they were down by 9 points. Bicknell needed his men to dig deep before the Galaxy ran away with the game and that World Bowl berth he so dearly desired, while Jay Walker had to rally the offense.
Walker again back to throw. He's got a little time. And he's got Tyree Davis over the middle. Walker goes back to throw. And he's got sideline pattern to Tyree Davis. Jack Kellogg on the coverage, but Davis was there and gets the first down. Walker throwing again. And again, it's Tyree Davis outside. Fake to Nichols, Walker under pressure. And he's got Demetrius Davis. Another first down. Joe Nichols, big hole. Joe Nichols is down to about the 5. Nichols alone setback. Goes right again. He's in the end zone. Stereo. Touchdown. Barcelona Dragons.
They too missed the point after, so the score settled at 6-9. The Dragons were fighting back. Something had certainly struck the Barcelona Dragons in this quarter. They were starting to hold back the Galaxy offensive force, and with 2 minutes left in the half, they seemed to be on top.
Pressure. Ball's loose. And Keith Traylor's got it. It's a race for the end zone. Keith Traylor, he's going to win it. Keith Traylor heading for the corner. Keith Traylor puts the Dragons in the lead.
The home crowd loved every moment of it. The Dragons were ahead and Justin simply couldn't believe where that defensive player came from. The Dragons were milking it, and I don't see why we shouldn't either. But Bicknell was still anxious. There was still 1:21 left to play.
Out of the shotgun now, 5 DBs for Barcelona. Hand off to Bolton. He's cutting left, and he's got a lot of running room.
The Frankfurt offense quickly moved the ball, and Crazy Legs Bolton was flavor of the month.
Justin now 1st and 10, back to throw, lots of time. And there's Bolton in the middle of the field. Justin back to throw. Bolton again out of the backfield. Justin finds him at the 40. Bolton's down to the 30 and squirms forward to just about the 25. Sean Thomas, the free safety, makes the tackle, but the Galaxy are in position for points.
Bolton had had his fair share. It was now Bobby Olive's turn to receive this for 11 yards and a 1st down. And another 1st down for Olive, same pattern, and it worked. Running out of bounds to stop the clock, they were now 3 yards from the end zone. They would surely score.
It's 1st and goal for the Galaxy. 26 seconds to play. Justin rolls left.
Oh!
And it's through the hands of Werner Hippler, the tight end.
No go this time, but it was still only 2nd and goal.
Justin again, naked bootleg, looks in the middle.
Oh!
And it bounces off Hippler, but he catches it this time. And the Galaxy have a touchdown and the lead.
A great moment for the national player who had been trusted 2nd time around.
The first catch, I was just too tense. I was the whole first 9 games I didn't get one ball, and then this game I finally get my first catch, and then it was in the end zone. I wanted it so bad. I was too tense, tightened up too much, and then I dropped it. But I was glad that the offense coordinator called the same play, and after that I was fine with catching, so I did much better on the 2nd touchdown.
But Hippler paid for it on the very next kickoff. The Galaxy moved 70 yards in less than 90 seconds to lead the score at the half-time, 13-16. The Dragons were only 3 points adrift of the Galaxy, but they looked as though they might be defeated. But they kept conjuring up creative plays. But the Dragons missed a 48-yard field goal that would have levelled the scores. It was the Galaxy that were in control once more as they went into the 3rd quarter.
2nd and 7 for the Galaxy, and Justin fakes to Bolton, drills the ball down the middle.
Hello.
Mike Bellamy, lots of time, lots of running room. He's thrown out of bounds by Sean Thomas, the safety.
Then Paul Justin sent his next pass into the arms of Nate Bolton, who moved the ball to the Dragons' 14. But don't call him Crazy Legs for nothing, as he again led the Galaxy's charge.
Frankfurt put Bellamy in motion left. Justin goes back to throw on 1st down. Bolton's out there again, but he fires into the end zone, and Bellamy's there for a touchdown from Frankfurt. Bellamy, who came in motion, scores for Frankfurt. It's absolutely quiet here in Barcelona.
There was 6:20 left in the 3rd quarter, and the Dragons once again found the inspiration to fight back for Bicknell.
First and 10 for the Dragons. Walker takes a deep drop. He's got a man all alone, Shelby Hill, and he's down at the 35 of Frankfurt. Joe Mickles on the draw, and Mickles has some running room. He's going to be just short of a 1st down at the 26-yard line. Frankfurt had the last score of the first half. They had the first score of the second half. Important for Barcelona to reestablish their momentum. And Jay Walker sneaking again from 3rd and short for the first down. Naked bootleg, Jay Walker, he's going to run it. Tucks it under his shoulder, goes high, comes down. They're going to mark it just short of the goal line.
It's special left.
Special left.
860 R option.
860 R option. Special left. 860 R option.
So Walker once again led his men to the end zone after they'd switched ends for the start of the 4th quarter.
Oh, and Jay Walker's second effort gets the touchdown. Every time it's short yardage, Jay Walker goes up the middle, and Jay Walker gets the score.
The Dragons were back in the ball game, and they knew where they were going.
We go to Amsterdam. Maximo Samana, Amsterdam. No.
But the Galaxy came straight back with their own touchdown.
And Justin on the bootleg.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Werner Hippler. His second of the game, his first 2 catches of the year. Werner Hippler, the German tight end.
Bicknell was livid as his defense just crumbled.
Unbelievable. We can't stop anybody.
But there was still 11:27 left to play, and certainly time for the Dragons to fire up once again.
Hollering at it. Let's pull them together. Let's go. Let's just pull them together. Come on. Let's go.
But the Dragons went 4 and out on their next drive, and Bicknell slipped once more into depression. The Galaxy grew with confidence, and with the ball at the 35-yard line, Justin fed his wide receivers with unerring accuracy.
Justin back to throw, puts it up in the air for Bobby Olive. And Olive gives J.D. Brown a knock, and he's the only man with it. Brown is down. Olive's looking to cut inside. And Nate Bolton on the outside spins in for the touchdown. Kevin O'Brien met him initially, but Bolton, too much momentum. And it's 36-20, and Frankfurt have opened up a cushion.
The point after was good, and the Galaxy led by 17 points. Perhaps Jay Walker knew that now his World Bowl dreams had been blown sky high. But only Stoutner's team would add another TD to their tally for good measure.
Justin goes back to throw. And he's got his man, and there's running room.
Bye-bye.
Mario Bailey brought down by Shelby Hill from behind. But Mario Bailey with the big catch coming underneath and taking it for big yardage. And Frankfurt is back on the verge of scoring. Seibert for the 3rd straight time, and he burrows down for the touchdown. And that ices it for the Frankfurt Galaxy.
The Galaxy were World Bowl bound, and they wanted their own pictures to prove it. The celebrations were only just beginning.
You deserve it. See it?
The Barcelona Dragons had been denied, left to contemplate what went wrong, while Ernie Stoutner will ride high into Amsterdam for the World Bowl. Player of the week comes in the big showdown, Barcelona versus Frankfurt. It was a trick play which engineered wide receiver Nate Bolton into the passing position. This totally threw the Dragons' defense, and Bailey ran in for an easy touchdown. Was it improvisation or was it planned?
I've seen Nate do that in practice. He hasn't practiced it much, but he really did a great job in lofting that ball and let the receiver run underneath it.
I played quarterback in high school and a freshman in college. My first pass was a 48-yard touchdown. I love to throw the ball, and I feel that I can.
A great passing play from the man more commonly known as Crazy Legs. It was a battle for British bragging rights, and London were all out to own them as they played on home turf.
Second down for the Amsterdam Admirals. Johnson drops, fires, looks for Allen again, and he's got it inside the 5. He rolls over at about the 2.
The Monarchs had to go for it on 4th down, a whisker away from the end zone.
And this on 4th down and goal. They try and do it again, and Brad Johnson is going nowhere and is nailed on 4th down.
The Monarchs lost the momentum, leaving the match scoreless at the end of the first quarter, and it wasn't until the second quarter that Terry Carge and the Claymores found theirs.
Carge with a lot of time gets to Graffenried at midfield.
To Graffenried for 22 yards, then Saran Stacey put in his greatest performance yet, touching the ball in the next 4 plays.
The pitch back goes to Stacey, who waits, cuts back, bounces off tacklers and still on his feet.
Claymores were soon in the same scoring position as the Monarchs had been in the first quarter.
It's bringing up 4th and no more than a fingernail. Carge on the keeper.
Oh.
He's 5'9".
The little man gets in.
But he's all guts.
Scotland moved 99 yards in 15 plays in 9 minutes. Could the Monarchs score before the half?
3rd down and 9. Victor X is in the backfield with Brooks. Johnson fires, looks for Wallace, and it's picked off inside the 5-yard line. James Williams still on his feet and gets a few more yards.
The Monarchs did manage a 39-yard field goal to make the score 3-7 at half-time, and with a 32-yarder early in the third, Scotland had possession with 1 point in it.
Carge with time finds a man. First down to Graffenried, running room. It's a foot race, and de Graffenried wins it, and the Claymores break open a big one.
The Claymores added 2 more field goals and a safety to their score, while the hosts could only muster another 3 points to take the final score to 9-22. A disappointing finish for the Monarchs, but a positive finish for the Claymores. There was another plus for the Claymores during this match. Running back Saran Stacey became the hero of the moment. He notched up 769 yards to break the World League record for yards rushing in a season.
They go on the draw play to Saran Stacey, who breaks the record.
Saran Stacey, the shining light in what had been a rather lacklustre season for the Scottish Claymores. Usually the quarterback can be found lined up directly behind the centre, but in the shotgun formation he lines up a few yards back. This puts the quarterback immediately in position to pass so he can throw the ball quickly. When using a shotgun formation, most teams will pass the ball, but the opponent can be fooled by setting up in the shotgun but running with the ball instead. Sometimes the centre will snap the ball directly to the running back, who takes advantage of an unsuspecting defence. The shotgun formation may cause problems. The ball is more likely to be snapped back out of the quarterback's reach, and since the quarterback is further back than the other players, they may have difficulty in hearing him call the play. But when it is used effectively, it allows quick passes that speed up the game and make it more exciting. First quarter of this match got off to a rather slow start, with neither team doing much with their possession. But as we have seen so often this season, it was the Admirals that would finally make their mark. On their third drive, quarterback Brad Lebo passes to TC Wright for a gain of 22 and a first down. Then to TC Wright again for 11 yards and another first down. But it would be Sanjay Beach who would run it into the end zone. Belden's extra point was good, so at the end of the first quarter, the Amsterdam Admirals led by 7 points. The Fire's luck seemed to be pretty low when on their first drive of the second quarter, Seanby Wright Fair fumbled and the Admirals once again had the ball. Then later on, a rather controversial call by the referee denied Galen Hall and the Ryan Fire a touchdown which would have evened up the scores.
Why'd you blow the whistle?
However, their moment would come with 3:54 left in the half. Jim Kelly, as quarterback, found Moore in the right flat for a gain of 27 and the first down. Then the shotgun formation produced another first down and a gain of 18 yards by Seanby Wright Fair. And finally, Hillman carried the ball for 9 and the touchdown. Andreas Schroeder fluffed the extra point, so the score at the half was 6-7. In the second half, both teams came out blazing, but it was the Admirals who would benefit first. On the Fire's 34-yard line with a 2nd and 14, Lebo found David Jones for a gain of 14 and a first down. Personal foul against the Fire gave the Admirals 15 free yards, and from there TC Wright carried the ball for 9 yards and the all-important TD. Shortly after, the Admirals gained possession once again as the team swapped ends for the final quarter. At midfield, TC Wright fumbled after taking a hit from Atkinson. Salmon recovered it for the Ryan and ran with it for a gain of 20 yards. Then he pitches the ball and Reynolds runs it in for a touchdown. The 2 points conversion failed, so the Fire remained 2 points adrift with 14 left to play. The Admirals shortly replied.